caltrop is an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of the caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Caldarise is the caltrop.
Coming down the mountain from the heaven to the hell, the Mike Crispi, the caltrop, he never stops, so ring the bell. He bring the facts, he's been up every morning till we sleep. He get it deep, Mike Caldarise, in your head and in your sheets. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Caldarise is the caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Caldarise is the caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Caldarise is the caltrop.
Good evening and welcome to the Caltrop. I am your host, Michael Caldarise. And you know what? I always tell you guys that we are your defense mechanism. And I try to be your defense mechanism from a lot of the lies, a lot of the media smears, a lot of the storytelling on each side. And locally, I try to be your defense mechanism from honestly having zero representation. And one of the main reasons why I started, doing any of this stuff is that I really felt like we weren't getting any information. We weren't being told the correct information. And most certainly, we don't have anybody that's really representing our interests as a county. And I think you could take this and you could say from the state level and, nationally. And listen, you guys know I crush both sides of this. I think if you're a Republican, you have to be honestly incredibly disappointed every single time you vote for somebody and they don't do what they advertised. I think if you're a Democrat, you have to be very, upset with some of the directions that your party goes that are always. You ever notice something? Every one of our parties focus on small, tiny little groups of people. And not everybody, not all of us, I'm not a big collective guy. I'm an individualistic guy, but there is something to say about doing something for the masses. And a lot of times I think doing something for us is staying the hell out of our lives. That's really what I want. Not destroying what we have, not ruining everything that we live by for your friends, your power, your special favor. So listen, tonight, honestly, it's going to be a show where I do have some loot. I do have some news. But I want to talk directly today to, some of the people that are out there, some of the people that don't know, who I am or where I stand politically or any of this stuff. Because I do not want to get involved in politics. I really don't. I'd rather sit here and throw bombs. But I decided to do something today. And we're going to be talking about that in the Mike's Right Shut Up and Listen segment. And listen, we do have some other stuff that's on the docket, but I'm mostly going to be talking about why I chose to run, the problems in my county, what I'm seeing going on, and what really pushed me into doing this. Not saying I'm going to be able to do anything grand, but this. If I'm going to be throwing bombs at people, I want to have the best bombs. I want to have the biggest ammunition. I want to have all the answers. I want to have the inside scoop. I want to have the stories. I want to know this stuff up front in my face. And not have it coming at me from secondhand, third hand, or any of that stuff. And, I do believe I can make a difference. I do believe that I've already made a difference. And I do believe that if you ever get somebody that's actually representing your interests and not their own, somebody that can't be bought off, somebody that's not interested in getting a government job, somebody that's not interested in being told how to speak, what to speak, how to say it, why to say it, someone that doesn't want to follow by the powerful rules to just shut up and go along. because that's what we're seeing. And what I'm seeing in my county is absolutely disgusting. And I took a step that, I think I'm doing it for what's going to be the best for the people of this county, for, honestly, not myself, because I really don't need this, but what's going to be the best for us? Because you know what? You see my son, he's on here a lot, and you see my family. This is, a lot of people tell me I shouldn't be showing my family and I shouldn't be doing this because it's dangerous and all this, but you guys are part of my family. We're growing this together. We're a team. And I'm trying to build something where the team consists of Democrats, Republicans, all different walks of life, all different religions. I'm trying to build an American team, go figure, where we're Americans first, or we're, Ocean County residents first, or we're our town, I'm trying to build something where we could get away from the corruption and the one-sided power grabs and the people that are actors that are paid by the same powerful people, but they're just wearing a different letter. I made this decision quickly, but I think it's going to be good for everybody. So let's waste no more time and let's get to the Mike's right. Shut up and listen. All right, everybody, I'll start with this. I am officially running for the District 45 Republican County Committee. And before you lose your mind, why? I thought you weren't a Republican. Just take a breath, all right? And I can hear you guys now screaming in the background, some of my more liberal friends that watch me. Listen, I definitely don't like the Republican parties. I do not. I like the Republican ideals. I don't like their parties. And trust me, nobody is more clear about their disagreement with especially local Republicans than me. Let's get one thing straight right off the bat. I'm not a play ball candidate. I didn't wake up one morning, look in the mirror and go, wow, you know what I really need in my life? A bunch of spineless, gutless political insiders telling me what I'm allowed to say. Definitely not. In fact, when I was asked to run by Mike Crispi, the chairman of America First Republicans here in New Jersey, my first answer, ask him, was hell no. Not kind of no, not let me think about it. It was a powerful, immediate, automatic no, I'm not running for that shit. Why? Because let's keep it real in our county and in our state. The Republican Party in New Jersey is a joke. It's embarrassing. They are not conservative. They're not bold. And they're definitely not for the people. They're followers. They're next in liners. And they're told what to say and how to look and what to do. They don't lead. They wait. They look around the room like nervous middle schoolers. Is it okay if I say something yet? Or is George going to be mad at me? Oh, can I beg for more money for my campaign now, Georgie? So let's talk about the issues that I see and why I decided to go with this. Mike Crispi laid out his vision, and I don't always agree with Crispi, but in this effort, I do. He spoke about a lawsuit that was just filed, and what it states is interesting, and what it shows is the disgusting nature of politics in my county. But first, some background. Ocean County, as you know, is a Republican county, and somehow it's the Republicans that keep failing us over and over and over again. And that's almost impressive. It's like being the only chef in the kitchen and is still burning the toast every single morning. But at the center of it, you have a man named George Gilmore. And I'm not afraid to talk about him like all of you. Now listen, I'm fair. I'll say it straight. I think he's done some good things, particularly in the redistricting area. But let's not play stupid either. This is a man who has ran the county for decades. He got hit with felony tax evasion, then got pardoned. And what happened next? Did he ride off into the sunset? Nope. 2022, guess what? Sequel season of George. He's back like a bad Netflix show that nobody asked for. And he won by 13 votes. And here's the real issue. This isn't a guy in politics. This guy is control. It's control over jobs, control over money, control over candidates, and control over, guess what? Who wins and who you vote for. You don't play ball? Cool. Good luck getting funding. Good luck getting support. Good luck even being allowed in the room. We literally just saw this in my town of Brick, New Jersey. A Republican candidate, mayor candidate, barely funded, completely controlled, and sent out like a sacrificial lamb with no real platform. And then they act shocked when she lost. Oh, wow. What happened? I don't know. Maybe running a campaign like it's managed by a hostage negotiator is the problem. And while all this is happening, you've got insiders, clubs, pay-to-play nonsense, allegedly. People getting more voting power than others. Let me repeat that. In a system that's supposed to represent the people, in this committee and in these groups, some people get 13 times the vote as others. That's not democracy. That's called the VIP section. That's bottle service democracy. And who benefits? You know who benefits. The same circle. The law firms, the engineering firms, the consultants, all the government contracts that these people get. And the results for them are great. But what are the results for you? Overdevelopment everywhere. Traffic through the roof. Nature getting bulldozed. And they want to act like, hey, man, that's just growth. No, that's not growth. That's profit. Let's call it what it is. And I'm not against profit. I'm against the way you guys do it. And here's the kicker. They'll scream Republican all day long while quietly working hand in hand with Democrats behind the scenes. Now, listen, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't have a problem with real Democrats. But this, what we're going on in our county, I've said it many times, this isn't left versus right. This is insiders versus you. This is power versus the people. So why the hell am I running? It's simple. Because somebody has to walk in that room and not owe anybody a damn thing. This is a 4-year committee seat, not glamorous, not powerful on paper, but to me, it's a foot in the door. It's access. And it's access to understanding the machine from the inside. And most importantly, it's a voice that is not bought. And let me be very crystal clear about what I stand for. In our county, no more overdevelopment. I'm not trying to turn Ocean County into North Jersey 2.0. I want to minimize traffic where we can, because sitting in your car for 45 minutes to go 3 miles, that's not a personality trait I want. I want to protect our wildlife, our wetlands, and our environment, because our environment in our area is incredible. And once it's gone, it's gone. And you all know it's been destroyed very fast from them. I want to end special interest control, and I want to rip the nepotism out by the roots wherever it exists. The people here deserve better, period. And yeah, I'm running as a Republican. Why am I doing that? Because this is a Republican town and a Republican county. If it was Democrat controlled, I might run as a Democrat and expose them. Because locally, party means nothing to me. Nothing. Results do. But let's not pretend. You're not winning anything in this climate without party line. And you're not changing anything unless you could change one of the parties. So fine, I'll take the line. But I'm sure as hell not taking orders. And here's the part I'm actually looking forward to. Walking into those meetings, sitting down, and watching their faces when they realize, oh shit, this guy really isn't one of us. He ain't playing ball, and we can't offer him some bullshit job. No, I'm not. I'm not doing any of those things. And I don't want to be. I want to learn the system. I want to expose the system. And I want to show you exactly how this game is played behind the closed doors. Because once people see it, you can't unsee it. And let me end with this. I really don't want to do this. I've got enough going on. You guys see all the things that I have going on in my life. But at some point, you either keep complaining or you step in. So here we are, District 45 Republicans. I'm asking you to vote Caldarise. Let's make things a little uncomfortable in Ocean County. And you know I'm good at doing that. Because if they are comfortable like they've been, you're getting screwed. And I think we've all had enough of that, haven't we? To me, it's wedgie time. And I'm doing the underwear pulling. And I can't wait to do that shit hockey style. Grab the underwear over the head and smack the shit out of people. And that's the truth. Metaphorically speaking, of course. And that's the Mike's right. Hope you listen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's it. I'm running for a seat. Here's the truth, man. This happened last night. Mike Crispi actually gave me a call at 9:00 last night, and he was just telling me about what's going on and the lawsuit and, just confirming all the things that I knew was going on in this party. And I really feel like no matter what, you have groups of people, and you saw it when I was trying to get these Republicans to come on and talk to me. Do you know how friendly I was to these people? I have been very friendly. I don't know why nobody doesn't want to come on this show. When they sit in this seat next to me, every one of you guys have seen over and over and over again that I am very respectful to him. Even when I was ripping Mark, the president of the Brick Republican Club, when I was ripping into him, I was still nice. I went easy on his ass. But the Brick Republicans, what they do, they tried to slander my name. They tried to do backhanded anonymous things on my page. Then they promised me an interview with everybody, kept pushing it off. Didn't do it. Then when I challenged them to have a debate with the mayor, what'd they do? They came after me, denied it, and made some lame-ass excuses on why they couldn't do it. And the entire time I'm sitting here going, this is why you're going to lose. This is why you're going to lose. Now, a little bit of background on this for those of you guys that don't know. In March, I told the Brick Republicans how to beat the Democrats. And I would have told the Democrats to do the exact same thing they did. They just never asked because they tried ignoring me. The Republican Party tried to embrace me. And in March of last year, I sat them down and said, this is how you're going to lose because you are thought of as a certain way in Brick. This is why you're going to lose in our town specifically. They decided not to listen to me. They did their own stupid thing. And guess what? They lost. And guess what we gained out of it? They actually won 3 council seats, lost the mayor seat, and the 3 council people have done nothing but vote the same way until they got exposed, and then they just did a show vote and had some little bullshit argument back and forth in the council, making it seem like they're doing anything. And then they come out with a lame-ass commercial, the exact same stupid shit to make themselves look bad like they did the entire season in the election season last year. And these people are old. The people that are younger are out of touch with reality. They are go along, get along, let me get to my next political position people. They are nothing but bench players masquerading as team players. And sadly, this is what you have throughout the county, throughout every single one of our towns. And, when Mike was confirming everything, for me, and this stuff is going on. You know what's going on. And then you see how bad we're actually represented by the party that most of us vote for in my town and my county. Ocean County is one of the reddest states or reddest counties in the state of New Jersey, especially my town of Brick. Incredibly red. And like I've said, while we vote for them, they take care of their friends, not us. They take care of their power brokers, not us. And all it is one big giant circle jerk of money transferring from government contracts into their hands, back in campaign donations, back in the committees, back in the campaign donations, back into government contracts by them. You have giant engineers like Morgan Engineering and Frank Sadeghi, who's sitting on the county commissioners board. And what do they really have power over? You're going to tell me an engineer that's saying to Jackson, get ready for an absolute explosion of building and people. A guy that's being that brazen about it that his firm is going to benefit from. You tell me an engineer that's sitting on the county board that's fighting for building and telling everybody be prepared for overdevelopment? Is it going to make a windfall of profits off of this? And that guy sitting on your board that's supposed to be for you, but is he? No. And one of the things I heard was how spineless and gutless and ballless the current Republican men in that party are. Where are all the men? I feel like I'm in the Patriot movie where that girl just rips him out. You were just talking about what's good for the county, and now you just flipped and did whatever you were told? Is that the sort of men you are? That apparently is what we're dealing with in this town, in this county. Where are the men at? Where are the real men that want to stand up for the regular people out there? Do you exist anymore? I think you do. I think you're all too busy working. I think you're all too busy because they have corrupted the system and made it so disgusting for so long that you have lost interest. And that's the truth. So you know what? I did run. I'm running for this. And like I said, man, I'm an independent in this seat. I am technically an unaffiliated voter. I did 100% vote for Spadia. And it's weird because Spadia was a Gilmore guy. And I'll tell you why I voted for Spadia. Because, number one, I do like what I heard from him when he was doing his radio show. He sounded like a fair guy. He sounded like somebody that would beat up the right when it was time to beat up the right. I think he understood the issues. When he came on my show and I was doing 2 Mics Live, he came on the show. And I thought he had an incredible grasp of especially the educational issues that we have facing our town, facing our county, all the funding formula. I think he had great ideas when it came to a lot of different things across the board. And on the other side, I had Jack Chitterelli, who is a 3-time loser. I knew he was going to be a 4-time loser. This is a candidate who I was never impressed with. This is the next up candidate. This is the best fundraiser in the state for New Jersey. So, of course, let's just keep giving it back to him. This is also a guy that was the same damn Republican that the New Jersey Republicans have been running forever. The half Democrat Republicans. You know, Jack Chitterelli was running on all the MAGA platform, basically. They asked him if he was MAGA, and he started stuttering. I'm kind of like MAGA, but not really MAGA, because I like some of the things, but I don't like other things. And I love the gays. You know what I'm saying? He had to throw that one in. I love the gays, and I'm cool with a little bit of abortion and shit, you know? So he had to, like, clarify it. He always did the clarification. And we run the same weak-ass Republican lights, wannabe Democrats, year after year after year after year. And this is what they think is going to win the state. This is what they think are going to win. This is what they think are going to motivate people to actually vote for them. And I'm sorry. You know, New Jersey issues are not nationwide issues. They're our own. This is why we have different states, everybody. New Jersey's our own issues. And when we sit there and we stand behind the left and right or left, Democrat or Republican garbage, this state has been run by Democrats. And I guarantee you, if it was run by Republicans, we wouldn't be in much better shape. It's because the people like the Gilmores, the people like the Sadeghis, the people like the Richie Roberts, and you could go on a laundry list of the names that are out there that have sold you out because they don't represent you. They represent special interest. And I got news for you. Money is money, and I don't care. You take a political party, they want money. And money comes from powerful people. Money comes from big business. That's why certain groups donate to Hakeem Jeffries and Mike Johnson, because they know it takes both of those sides to fuck the people. That's what is going on here. And this is why I'm doing this the way I'm doing it. Because the only way to really benefit us is if we get those assholes under control. When we get those people out and we have a group of people where we have some say, and it's not just one party, it's not just left or right, it's a group of like-minded individuals of our county. We have to get together and put in people that are going to represent us. And I'm interested in getting a name out there. I am 100% interested in that. I am interested in being able to make this a career, not politics, talking to you, doing what I do, asking questions, lobbing bombs at these people, holding these people fully accountable. I do want to turn this into a real operating business to where I don't have to be on my knees anymore. But I don't need that much money. Talk to anybody that met me. If you ever see me out in public, I'm in sweatpants and a t-shirt. I don't need a lot of money. I don't want a lot of money. Do I want to be known? Yeah. Do I want to go down as someone that really helped out everybody? Definitely. But I'm not out here trying to suck up to political candidates to better myself. You know, it's disgusting that this is what it always turns into. It always turns into this. But listen, what I would love you guys to do, I'm going to sign into Facebook. I'm going to sign into Rumble. If you have any questions, if you want to know anything about me, I am an open book, dude. And I'm going to tell you this right now. You may not like every answer I give you. If you're on the hardcore left, you're not going to like some of my answers. If you're on the hardcore right, you're not going to like some of my answers. If you're on the hardcore Trump side, you're not going to like some of my answers. But I'm not asking you to like everything I say. What I'm asking you to do is listen, have a dialogue, communicate, and work things out with us. So we all benefit. Every single one of us, me and you. So we'll start with the YouTube chat, because that's the quickest. Sorry, I'm going to be taking some drinks. All right, I like this. Let's start off with some questions. Fire these things out. Go get them, Mike. What is your stance on AIPAC? That is Dano the Mano. Oh, dude, Dano the Mano. That's the type of name I want everybody to come into my chat with. That's badass. Spady, listen, hold on. We'll get to that. Dano the Mano. Let's get to yours. Okay. What do I think of AIPAC? All right, this is exactly what I think of AIPAC. I believe they should be set up as a foreign lobby. I think it's bullshit that they say they represent Americans, because they don't represent Americans. If you want to know what I think of AIPAC, AIPAC is Mike Huckabee. And if you heard Mike Huckabee on Tucker Carlson, what did you hear, man? You heard a dude that said our borders when he was talking about Israel. Who do you represent, bro? AIPAC doesn't represent our interests. Again, AIPAC represents only one community's interest in this country, and Israel's. And I'm going to address something else. You know, I say this all the time, but like Israel means Jewish. So when I'm going against Israel, people say, "Oh, you're just against the Jews." They lump themselves in with all of Israel. But then when I talk about Jews as a whole, they go, "Don't lump me in with that fucking crowd." And you know what? It's AIPAC is the group of people that are behind all this. And I'm going to tell you what else about AIPAC. Again, this is a group of people that buy left and right. They buy your Democrats and they buy your Republicans. So do you have a true democracy? If the only two people that you have the ability to vote for, because nobody else got involved, nobody else challenged the power structure, the only two people that you could possibly vote for was a Democrat that was paid by AIPAC and a Republican paid by AIPAC, or a Democrat bought by one group and a Republican bought by the exact same group. Do you even have it? Do you have a real candidate to vote for? Or are you just going to sit back and vote for the RRD because you have some type of blind faith that they've ever actually done anything for you? And when's enough enough? I can't clean up a whole political system, but maybe I could get the party that represents the majority of people in my town to start acting right, to start acting in our interests. And then maybe I could get somebody else in your town to do it. And then maybe we get more towns in a bigger organization that's made up of people from every walk of life. And we're just called Americans. And then maybe when we get the power influence and the power struggle out of this political game, then maybe we could try to walk back the money that's involved, because you have to get rid of the money in politics. And that's how people like AIPAC thrive. They take your money, take your tax dollars. It's all funneled. You know how it works. How many billions of dollars do we give Israel? You're telling me AIPAC doesn't see any of that money to hand back out? Bullshit. We know this stuff takes place. But when is it going to be about us? And that's, to me, it's never going to be about us until we force it. AIPAC Jack, you're kidding. I'm further right than anybody. And no, I can't stand Trump. No, the Mano, I love it. He represents Israel. Definitely. What did they say? Who did they say? Spadia. Oh, this is Antonio Calamari. Antonio Calamari says Spadia was a shill. You know what? Listen, if you're going to call Spadia a shill, you have to call Jack Ciattarelli a shill. And I think this is what I'm talking about. We're always forced to vote for the least shit candidate that we could possibly vote for. And yes, I took Spadia not because I thought he was something special. I picked him because he was the guy that's from the outside. He's never been a part of the bullshit system. I did the same thing with Trump. Because sometimes if it doesn't matter, what's the difference? As Hillary Clinton says, what difference does it make? I don't know. Laura K45 says, kudos for giving him the shot, and you have made a difference. We'll see what happens, Laura. I don't know where all this is going. I really don't. But I really don't care because, this is something. Let me show you guys something. I'm tired of this. This was posted on the Fight for Jackson page. It said, we moved out of the town we thought we'd grow old in. Sad to see what it's become. Politicians in our town, does that make you proud? Does this make you proud? We moved out of the town we thought we'd grow old in. Sad to see what it's become. This is the overwhelming feeling of many people in Ocean County. And everybody wants to sit back and call you names or call me names, and all I'm doing to do is try to give these people a voice. Who is going to give these people a voice? No, you know what happened? Those people stayed quiet. They were probably harassed. They stayed quiet. They lost options. They stayed quiet. They lost this. They stayed quiet. They lost their restaurant. I got to get the fuck out of here. And you guys better follow me because it's over. Everyone is waiting for the doomsday when all of Ocean County is one group of people. Full of traffic, full of headaches, full of abuse of the system. And, it's a disgusting proposition if we're being very honest. Let's shoot over to the Rumble chat. Jersey Abe, gotta love it, man. www.centercutmedia.com. Jersey Abe is setting it all up. It's Johnny J. Calda. I love you guys. How are you guys doing? Mama Dukes. What's up, Mama Dukes? Hey, girl. Hey, Johnny. I think they're just talking to each other. Let's see. Lily K said, okay, I had to download an app and missed the whole Republican-Democrat thing. The good thing is, all you got to do is rewind it when I'm over it. You can hear it again. It'll be there. The problem is both parties need to stop having such far left and far right views. We need to vote in people who are more middle ground and will do what they can benefit, not the state, not the party. You know what? Honestly, is it them doing it or is it us demanding it? Because I think when we stop arguing from our ridiculous, toxic corners When we stop arguing sides of the coin that we don't fully agree with, when we start pushing for the center, when we start pushing for the middle ground, when we start pushing ourselves to understand each other, our politicians, everybody, are just a reflection of us. We have to learn that. The reason why they feed you this drama is because you want it. Politics is one giant horseshit soap opera. This is days of our political lives. This is what they want. And every single time, no matter what it is, abortion. Everybody is right here with abortion. People don't realize that. There's some people that are like, absolutely not ever. And there's some people that say, I don't care when you kill a kid, even up to 17 years old. That's a little stretch. But you know what I'm talking about. There's laws across our country that you can't do it, or you can do it up to and including 9 months, including in New Jersey. But when you really boil it down to people, we're all kind of somewhere in here. We argue over weeks. How many weeks are we cool with? Are you cool with 6? I think that's too little. Are you cool with 16? All right, that sounds about right. What about 28? I don't know about that. The kid's viable at that point, right? So when you really look at it, the majority of the people are right the fuck here. We're right here. But we feed them that. We fall for the BS. We fall for the CNN and Fox News stories. We go into our corners and start throwing bombs at each other. And if we're not while we're throwing bombs at each other, we're not tossing them at them. That's what I'm doing. I'm tossing it right at them. We desperately need to get away from the two-party system if we have any hope of bettering the state and the country. So this is a tricky subject, okay? I'll tell you why, Kay. You take the parliamentary systems and they're not much better. So take Canada's system, for example. They have a parliamentary system. They don't even vote for their prime minister. They elect people, and then their prime minister gets installed. You have coalition governments when you have that. So you have, let's say you have 3 Republican governments and you have 3 Democrat government type of party. Sorry, 3 Republican parties, 3 Democrat parties. The Democrats have a little bit more control. So what happens? They are all independent parties, but they form coalitions. So it always comes down to 1 or 2 anyway. No matter what parliament, they are going to team up to gain power. They're going to team up to gain the 51 to 60%, whatever they could get. So no matter what, it comes out to 2 parties regardless. To me, you need a clear winner and a loser. You need a clear winner and a clear loser. But we don't have to accept the parties as they are. We can have people that are running if we're not too damn superficial. We can have good candidates of our own that are worried about us. I think there's some in the Republican Party that really mean well. But you see it. Somehow you get in the swamp and it absorbs you. I don't think I could be absorbed. I want to see how they suck everybody in. I want to see what the tactics are. I want to see what they offer me. I want to see what they call me in the media now that I'm running for a political position. Because the truth is, they haven't been going at me much. I want to see how they're going to attack me. I want to see all the dirty bullshit of this. And then I get to talk about it with you. And then we can figure out together how to overcome it. I think it's going to be really, really fun. Dan, the other computer. Love it, man. New names in the chat. Got to love these guys. We need to reward free thinking, but our system does the opposite. 100%. Keep your head down, get along, and go along. Dude, you're 1,000%. And that's the problem. I lost my job over COVID. Now I'm self-employed. And I'm self-employed. And I think it's a reason why I'm able to do some of the stuff that I'm able to do. Let's get to the Facebook chats to see. Let's just see if we have any comments in the Facebook chat. It looks like we do. But listen, once again, if you want to know anything about me, if you want to know where I stand, what I want to do, what I'm looking to accomplish here, put it in the chat and I will answer it. Let's see. All right, here we go. Al Deals. Hey, Al. I got to love it, bud. I love you, kid. This guy is like I have all my former juice blainers they used to message me every Sunday, and then I pushed them a little bit, and all of them got mad at me, and now they went back. They went from heckling me in the chat to talking to me and trying to like gain my side, and they don't realize that I'm for them too. All right, I am for you, Al. Al says, you lost the restaurant. Why didn't you patronize it more? Well, you know what happens? You know, it's a numbers game, buddy. So when you have a critical mass, as your buddy Richie Roberts would like to call it, when you have a critical mass of one group of people that doesn't eat at that restaurant, they don't have the volume. So therefore, no matter how much I may go there, it goes out of business. Because, I mean, unless I'm like you and I could go out to eat every single day, because, I mean, you guys obviously have all that government money. Should we hide Al Deal's shoelaces? Motherfucking troll seems to be ready to reside at Bellevue Psychiatric Hospital. Jeff, dude, and it's funny because it's like, if everybody notices something out there, I don't block your comments. I'm not going to block you at all. Come on my page. I am inviting everybody on the show. I want to talk. I want to have these conversations. The fact of the matter is, you guys only want to sit and call names. And it's your actions on why I'm doing any of the things I'm doing. You made me run. You made me start this show. You made me get Tyler Oliveira involved. I spent 2 hours talking to him about Lakewood before he came here. It's all of your actions and the power brokers' actions that are getting me involved in the damn first place. Let's see. Love coward trolls too. Leave your feelings at the door. So it looks like I don't have anything. All right. Michael Gudo says, I always had feelings that politics was in your future. Best wishes. God, good luck and God bless. Let's see. Do we have any questions, anybody? Do you want to know what I am, who I am, what I'm about, any of that stuff? I'll reserve it for a couple more minutes, and then we will move on. Lowercase is 100% true. Same. My small town has been overrun by people who weren't there when I was a child. And it's the overrunning that's a problem. Dado says, what do I think of Alex Jones or Nick Fuentes? Okay, let's do this. All right, let's go. Alex Jones. First off, Alex Jones has been right about everything since 1947. Okay, he's been right about everything. I think he's a CIA plant. Alex Jones is an interesting character because if you get past the noise and the bluster and the bullshit, I think he is right about a lot of things. I think he has been proven right about a lot of things. Now, when you're proven right and you make a lot of bombastic statements and a lot of bombastic predictions, many times you're going to be wrong, and he seemed to be wrong epically a few times as well. So what do I think about him as a whole? Dude, I think he's batshit crazy, but I do think he has some type of inside knowledge or some type of ability to understand our political system and dissect it in certain ways. Now, he's not my type. I don't listen to Alex Jones. I eventually, sometimes I'll see his clips and I'll listen to a couple clips, but I can't sit and listen to that guy for a really long time. What do I think about Nick Fuentes? I think Nick Fuentes is an Israeli plant. I think Nick Fuentes is designed to gin up as much Jewish hate as possible, because I've said this a lot of times to you guys. I do think that group of people thrive on hatred. I think Israel has benefited through hate. I think special laws are created, and you see it all up and down everywhere, Republican states, Democrat states. You see laws designed to stop one thing and only one thing, which is, of course, anti-Semitism. So, when you see someone like Nick Fuentes, and take Nick Fuentes and put him right next to Ben Shapiro. Listen to the way they talk, listen to their cadence, listen to that little peckerhead voice. I mean, they honestly sound like white people get made fun of by black comedians. Both of them have that little dorky ass sound. I think Nick Fuentes is designed to make the youth hate Israel so Israel could gain more control. Again, they need people to attack. The only way you get the Greater Israel Project, which is a statement of them, is if they have more and more and more people to attack. They have to take parts of Iran. They have to take parts of Turkey. They have to take parts of Jordan. They have to take parts of Lebanon and Syria, parts of Egypt. Right? So when you understand how this game is played, you see kind of what the players are. And I don't see what Nick Fuentes makes it sound like he wants the Christian version of the Muslim groups and the Jewish groups. And if we get that, what do? You have hyper division. You have the Crusades here in America that are going to be doing nothing but fighting each other. I'm sick and tired of fighting. I'm sick of being called names from Democrats when I say something Republican. I'm sick of being called names by Republican when I say something Democrat. I'm sick and tired of these idiots fighting. I'm sick and tired of shutdowns. I'm sick of all this stupid shit. And most of all, I'm really sick of the people that are stoking hate, creating hate, while pointing at you and saying you're creating hate for calling out the hate we're creating. I'm sick and tired of this shit. I don't want to be fighting the Jews in Lakewood. I'd much rather be sitting down and talking to them. I'd much rather be having conversations to figure out how we could stop this type of stuff right here, where everybody thinks that their homes are gone and destroyed and they have to leave. In the house that they bought, that they fell in love with, in the neighborhood that they bought, that they fell in love with, you watch get taken over by a group of people that claim they want to live next to you, but they ultimately don't. Because let's not pretend. Sometimes there's good in all groups and there's bad in all groups. What if you get 5 shitty Jewish neighbors? That exists. Now you're surrounded by shitty people that don't share your values or your beliefs. What does that do? That forces you out. That forces everybody to feel uncomfortable. I don't want to be doing this stuff. I don't want to be arguing. I don't want to be pointing things out. I don't want to be pointing out the 10 trash commandments. But in order to gain any type of change, in order to gain any type of understanding, politicians have to be embarrassed. This stuff has to be called out. It has to be. Otherwise, we could keep bitching on Facebook. We can keep saying all of this stuff on social media while you watch another thing get knocked down and you wonder, what the fuck are they building now? And then you watch another storage unit go up and you're like, how many people are we waiting for? Brick is putting up storage units like it's going out of style. And our population hasn't gone up that much. Who are we inviting? What do we need all this storage for? I've called up every single one of them. Not one of them is full completely. They all have occupancy. Vacancy. Sorry, my wife is listening in the background and I just heard vacancy. Thank you. But what are we doing? You know, it begs the thought of just what are we doing? Mama Duke says Rumble always freezes. I would suggest it's your bad Wi-Fi. All right, South Carolina. Listen, they don't have FiOS yet. I feel bad for you. You're still working off dial-up. You still have that fucking old school AOL. She's still working off of it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Dano Thermo says based LMAO. Love it. They're doing that on purpose by getting attacked. Yeah, we build Western culture off of that, though. Running water, electricity, and internet. Yeah, you're 100%, but it needs to be talked about. You're 100% right. It has to be talked about. Let's see. Aztecomine. What's that? At Zecomine. At Zecomine. What is that? Man, you guys have some really hard names. Simpandel Apado. Simpandel Apado. I know I'm saying that horrifically. I don't know what you're saying right there. Yeah, no idea. We need to reward free thinking. Gotcha. I don't mean our system itself, but so many people believe you have to vote Republican or Democrat. Any other registered title is just ignored. It's ridiculous. I agree with you, you know, because here's the problem with independence. Every side thinks, it's like every side thinks if you have an independent, it's automatically going to help the other party win. Because for whatever reason, we can't break the D or the R. And And one of the reasons why I started the Brick Breakdown and doing this in the first place, especially locally, is because I wanted to interview everybody, because I was sick and tired of walking into my ballot and not having any idea who these people were. And isn't that part of the problem, guys? Can you really say without a shadow of a doubt when you walk in that you have voted and you have known who everybody you have voted for is? Can you really say that to yourself? Or has it been that you went R or D just because you didn't know? And it's like, well, I like the R's better, so I'm just going to rip down the line. And you don't know who these people are, what they are, because they've never spoken to you. They've never told you who they are. They never told you what they really think. They've told you what the party demanded them to. They haven't sat here in front of you telling you where exactly I land on every single one of these issues, day in and day out, night in and night out. Have any of these people, do you know them? Do you know how they're going to represent you? Do you know if they're even going to fight for you or not? Because if they didn't fight to get to know you, why the hell do you think they're going to fight to help you? They didn't even want to tell you who the fuck they were. You know, and so many times we get in these booths and we expect all this stuff just because we're voting for some dumbass party. And it makes no sense, guys. You know, none of this makes any sense. That's why I'm here every single night. You want to know anything about me? Give me a shout. I was asked by a friend of mine today who was signing my petition. He's like, "Yo, man, do you want to take all the Caldarise Unleashed shows down? Because we talk about some shit in those shows. This is the original podcast that I did. This is no video. This is just audio. My 5th episode is called Fuck Your Race. Just to give you a little seasoning on what that show is all about. It is truly completely unleashed. And that show is coming back. I got news for everybody. I'm not changing because I'm going to run something. I'm not deleting anything in my past. What I said is what I said. I stand by every second of it. Every last bit of what I said in the past, present, or future, I stand by. Anybody finds anything back then, whether it's the word faggot or any of that stuff, because I used it. It was called The Origin of Offensive Words. So you guys know we actually said that word about 327 times. But it was for a bundle of sticks and cigarettes and the whole 9 yards, right? But what are you going to hear? You're going to hear a lot of that stuff. And I got to tell you something. When there's outrage over it, I'm not apologizing. I'm not going to apologize for who I am. I'm not going to apologize for being a guy who goes to work every single day, doesn't cheat on his wife, doesn't raises his kids. I'm not going around breaking the law. I don't even speed. I'm one of the slowest drivers in my dually. I'm not going to apologize for going out and having drinks. I'm not going to apologize for smoking weed. Call me a pothead. Call me whatever the hell you want. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to apologize for what I say. I'm not going to apologize for going after any single group of people, any single town, any single politician. I'm not going to apologize for anything. I'm going to double and triple down. Now, if I say something that I really do think I shouldn't have said, then I'll apologize. But it's probably going to be something personally insulting, where I'm apologizing to a person. I'm not a group apologizer like some of these assholes are. Let's check. Wow, that show flew, guys. Holy Christ. Man, sometimes these shows really do go by very, very, very fast. Let's see. Do we have anything? Here we go. Mariah. I love Mariah when she comes in. Career politicians should be worried. People are so aggravated with the way the local and state governments are being mishandled and residents' voices are being ignored. The people that have never wanted anything to do with being in government are starting to run and getting elected because people are over it. You know what, Mariah? People are over it because think about it. If you I have a DUI when I was, I don't know what, 21 years old. I think a DUI at 21. I have like a I got caught with weed in my car when it was illegal. I don't know, what was that? Fucking like 18 years ago, 17 years ago, something like that. And when I was 17, 18, 19, something like that. Right around I got legally aged to drink is when I got probably in the most trouble of my life. You know, I did some stupid shit in college, got kicked out of school, got charged with second-degree assault, and then sent on my way. But the God's honest truth about that is if I didn't do that, I never would have met my wife. I wouldn't be right here, right now with my three beautiful kids, one graduating college, one graduating high school, one sitting on my lap doing shows now. I wouldn't have my wife. I wouldn't have went down to North Carolina. None of this happens without that mistake. So I don't regret that mistake. I ain't apologizing for that. The only thing I would have done differently is really smack the shit out of that kid. All I did was I smacked him in his face. I got second-degree assault. Yeah. But what are you going to do? Shit happens. But I bring all of that stuff up to tell you this is who I am. I'm not hiding from it. I'm not running from it. But if you had people 7, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago that had a little bit of stuff in their background, you had to be this squeaky clean. You had to come from the military. You could never have done anything wrong in your life. If you did, you were automatically disqualified on moral grounds. Everyone still has that bullshit in their head. And the truth is they don't want to go out and be attacked. People never wanted to go out and put themselves out there and be attacked. And what they're quickly realizing is the more that they're going to attack me, the more they're going to amplify my voice. There's a reason why Lakewood and the Lakewood papers and the Lakewood Scoop and all these papers, when they mention me, they call me Mike. They don't mention my last name. I was mentioned once, and that was by Shore News Network. And he spelt my name incorrectly. But that's okay. I don't blame him. But they don't mention my name. Why? Because they don't want to put my name up. So come at me. Call me names. I can't wait for your attacks. Because I'm telling you, look in my closet. Whatever you find, I'm going to wear. I'm going to wear. And when you come up with lies, I'm going to sit you down in that seat and I'm going to show you why the fuck you're lying. Because you know it's coming. So listen, guys, I'm sorry to be, to be like this right now, but dude, I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? I'm over it. I think everyone needs some real representation, and I don't see it anymore. Al deals. Anyone pro-Israel is controlled to Israel. Anyone anti-Israel is now controlled by Israel. So does that mean you and Mike are really controlled by Israel? So exactly, Al. You can't come up with anything real, because are you going to sit there and tell me that Israel doesn't play both sides? Bibi Netanyahu funded Hamas. What the fuck are you talking about? This is why none of you fuckers want to come on with me, because your bullshit explodes here. Right in your face. Israel has funded the terrorists they're fighting right now. You can't deny it. So when you say this stuff like, oh, why would they do that? I don't know. Why would you have a false flag? Why didn't they respond for 20 hours on October 7th? You had a 6-hour shit response, and then took you 20 hours to mount the full response? You're telling me you don't have false flags across the American-Israeli government? No. You're telling me there's not false flags operation throughout this entire world? Are you guys out of your minds? You have dictators that pay opposition leaders to oppose them. That's happening right now. This is how stupid you guys sound, and this is why you won't come on the show to have a conversation with me. Sorry, Al, but it's the truth. Let's see. Anything else? Yep, no answer from you. You just say stupid shit. I don't know what he's trying to say. And Valentino just bust. He's learned how to bust in the door. Listen, man. He says, of course we have false flags. Yes, exactly. You have false flags. Put me on live. You want to come on live now? Let's see. Let's see, Al. Al, send me your. I'll stay on because people did this shit last time, and I'm getting tired of it. So here we go. You ready, Al? Send me your email address, and I am going to email you this right now, and you could pop on. You could tell me where the hell I'm wrong. How about that? Because I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of you in the chat thinking that you have an idea, and you really don't have an idea. So I'm sending it to myself. I'm going to send you over the link in Messenger, actually, because that's where you want to talk to me, right? I know that's where you want to talk to me because that's where you always talk to me. Yep, there you go. I think he's down. Let's see, Al. Here's the truth. Al, I didn't think was a real person because he hides behind his little Facebook page, and he wants to talk to me. He wants to talk to me on Messenger. He has never been willing to show his face. But let's do it. Ready? I'm sending you the link out right now as we speak. I will give you 5 minutes to come on. Oh no, hold on. That wasn't it. That was the wrong one. Hold on, Al. Hold on, everybody. Let's see. All right, everybody. Once again, put your questions in the chat. If you want to know anything about me, put it in the chat. Here we go. Copy text. Here you go, Al. There you go. And then I'm going to email this to him as well. Let's see. Let's see if this guy's a real person. You want to come on? You want to show me why I'm wrong, Al? This is your chance, buddy. Right here, right now. You could pop on. I will give you 5 minutes to do so. Otherwise, I'm going to call you a bitch. I'm going to call you a bitch and your whole community a bitch. Until you respond there, buddy. Clip this for you. Definitely tell us your name and tell us what you're running for. This guy's real. Dano, I appreciate you, man. Let's fucking go. Yeah, dude, I do not mess around. Can I see the JFK files? I love it. Can I see the Epstein files? You know what's funny about the Epstein files? You have that guy from, what's he called? Tampa Pete or some shit like that. And they're doing some like dental recognition on these two. They're swearing to God that him and Epstein have the exact same teeth. So I mean, you have that going on for us, which is interesting. And then you have this. Ready? These guys are like the same. Everyone's claiming that this Panama Pete or something like that. What do they call him? Oh, what was his name? I can't think of it right now for whatever. Party Time Pete, Party Peta? I don't know. They're trying to say that we actually saw Epstein's clone, and he looks more like the real Epstein than the other Epstein that were. I don't know. It's all crazy. Al, is this guy going to come on with no fucking, with, are you serious? Are you kidding? He doesn't have a camera on. This is a video show, Al. Hit allow video, buddy. I got to tell everybody, Al is in the background. And he has no video. Let's see. Can you hear? I can't even I can't even see you. You can't even give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Nothing. Go ahead. Put it in the chat there, buddy. Put it in the chat whether you could hear me so I could bring you on this show. And I'm not bringing you on with no video. So hit that damn video and stop hiding behind your bullshit. Oh, Palm Beach Pete. Yeah, man. It was Palm Beach Pete. They used to abduct girls from my high school. Really? Damn. I have the proofs. You have the proofs of that? Yo, man, send me that. Send me that. Jack Burton, 1337. Oy vey, Al. Oy vey. Yeah, dude, I'm not bringing you on if you're gonna hide behind some bullshit profile. So get your camera working so we can have a proper debate to where everybody can see who your face is. Hey, Jack Burton, Dano, Thamano, dude, all of you guys, all the new ones, Lily K, do me a favor, finger the shit out of my like button. My like button loves you guys fingering it, and if you can. Share this with everybody, man. You know what? The bottom line is I am trying to build something here. I'm trying to build a family of caltrops. I'm trying to build a legion of caltrops, of people that are sick and tired of being dictated to by the system. So here, ready? This is going to be interesting. Let's bring him to the stage. Let's see what happens. Al, you there, buddy?
Hey, bro, I'm here. I'm waiting for you.
Hey, man, get your camera on. I'll see you. I'll see you back. Get your camera on. So I'm not playing this game with you, Al. How about this? How about this, everybody? I'll leave it up to the vote. I'll leave it up to the comments. Do you guys think I should debate Al while he's hiding without his camera? Do you think so? Right? The first answer will win. I don't care what I see it on Rumble, whether I see it on Facebook, or whether I see it on YouTube. Do you guys, should I debate this guy even though he's hiding from the camera? Is this, do you want to do this? Feet on the table, Al, on. Camera on. Camera on. See, Cat Lady wants it on, man. We want the camera on. I'm not going to sit here and play this little bullshit game with you, Al. Show your damn face. Who else? What else? What else do we have? Anything in the Rumble chat? No, you guys don't want it. You want the camera on, camera on. This goes for you guys. Here we go. You ready? I'm going to get back into the Facebook chat. What was the first one in Facebook? What was the first one in Facebook? Do we have it? Al telling us you're a pussy. Listen, Al, tell us you're a pussy without telling us. Come on, man. Come on. Turn the camera on and get into a dark room. I will settle for that, Al. Turn the camera on, get in a dark room, because I can't do this. Was that Al's voice? That I don't know. Was that an AI voice? I really want to do this with him. All right, you know what? Do I want to go against you guys? Do you want to hear it anyway? Because I want to hear his best arguments. Don't you want to hear his best arguments? All right, let's do a minute of it. Do you want to get in a dark room, Al? Come on, buddy. What's your problem? Why are you not putting a camera on here?
Mike, do you want to have
Yes.
a conversation or do you want to get caught up on a camera? Which one do you want to do?
So this is a live show that has video to it.
So let's get a little context here, okay? Because me and you've had this conversation many times, and we settled on having a debate with my camera off. Now, if you want me to turn my camera on, I have
to stand in a dark room with the camera on. So
no, that's not what you said. I'll post the screenshots for everyone if you want me to do that and show you that you're wrong. But let's talk context. Let's talk substance. Let's talk here instead of just getting caught up on a camera. I mean, you probably want to talk about something real. Do you want to get hung up on a camera? Or you want to talk about something? Which one?
So I'm putting on a show here, but no, I brought you on for a reason, Al. And everyone, listen. The fact of the matter
wasn't to show my pretty face. I promise you. So let's talk.
So, and I'm gonna tell you something. Everybody's against you, bro. I am going against what everybody wants.
I am,
because everyone's saying no debating without a photo. Or can you put a photo of yourself up, dude? That'd be cool. Cover the camera up with a photo of yours. I don't care if it's a
listen.
You know,
here's the deal. Either we're gonna do this the way it is right now, or or you could just kick me off. But if you want to talk and you want to debate, we could do that. If you need my face there, that's not what I'm willing to do, and I'm not going to be doing that.
Yeah, I know, because none of you guys had the balls to actually do it. So what do you want to debate about, Al? No, I get it. You don't. It's the bottom line. You don't. I'm here.
Instead of going off onto whether or not I'm on camera. I mean, you're not looking very strong by just getting hung up on the camera because
you're not looking. You have no way. You have no reason to say anything about strength while you're not showing your face,
dude. I'm not the strong
one. You don't get to talk weakness or strength because you're hiding.
You're the one that's the strong.
So what do you want to talk about, Al? Let's go. What do you want to talk about? Bring up a topic. Where am I wrong, buddy?
Yeah, wrong. I'm asking you a question. So you just went out on how you're all for Ocean County, for brick. Every state has its own things. The first thing you brought, the first discussion you spoke about was APAC. Why? Tell me how APAC. I know it comes down on a local level, just like everything comes down.
Were you late to the show?
I was listening to the show. Yes.
Were you late to the show? Is what I asked you. Were you late to it? Because that was a direct question. That was a direct question from Dano the Mano, and it was the first actual question that I got.
Why?
And I started in YouTube. Or did you come on to bitch at me about my comment section, or do you want to talk about something substantive? Why don't you tell me, because you've been up my ass about Tyler, why don't you tell me what I got wrong there?
Did I say you got anything wrong about Tyler?
Yeah, plenty of times. You're doing nothing but trolling my page. Tell me what I'm wrong about. How about this? Anything I've said about the Lakewood community, about the Orthodox community, about any of it, where am I wrong? Fire away.
You make assumptions and you find here's
what?
Let me talk instead of saying what. Okay, you're gonna let me talk. You're just gonna interrupt me.
Don't do the generalization bullshit. If you're gonna say I make assumptions, you better back it up with actual facts and times.
I hear you all the time. Whenever I ask you for facts, you tell me, you bring up one story, you'll post a thing about someone who got arrested in 2014.
Get specific, Al.
That's your best story. You
get specific, Al. What assumption did I make specifically?
Right now. I'm getting specific with you right now. All the time, there's fraud. I say, okay, what are we talking about? You'll show me an article from 2017. You'll show me an article from the person who got arrested in 2007.
So wait. What did you say my
then?
claim was? Because I've never made a claim that there was a ridiculous amount of fraud. I've been talking about abuse. Don't worry, we're going to find the fraud because it's there.
We're going to.
But I've been talking about abuse, Al.
Is that not an assumption? We're going to find the fraud.
Oh, so now we're assuming what I'm saying. So you're arguing with the assumptions that you're making about what I'm saying. Is that what you're doing?
That we're going to find it. Going to find it by
we
definition.
are going to find it because it's there. It's already been.
We don't have facts.
It's already in
that means
examples.
We're making assumptions.
It's already in examples. No.
You just made an assumption, and you try to change the definition. You do this all the time. You said we're going to find the fraud.
Al, are you telling me that fraud does not exist because welfare fraud happens in Lakewood every single year?
I told you that 100 times. Fraud exists everywhere. But
so what are you talking about? You just contradicted yourself.
I did not contradict myself. You didn't hear me then. Let's review this view again. Okay, you asked me, does fraud exist in Lakewood? The answer is yes, because there's no town in this entire country that fraud doesn't exist.
So what assumption did I make?
You said we're going to find all the fraud that continues.
That exists, that you just admitted exists.
You don't need to find it. We already know that there's fraud there because there's been
So what assumption did I make about it?
Systematic. You said we're going to find the fraud as a systematic fraud. I asked you, why are you bringing me stuff from 2017?
Did I say systematic fraud? No. Stop making up words. It's like I said systematic abuse. And the fact of the matter is your community shows over and over again how you abuse the system. Would you like the facts of that?
Wait, you said systematic abuse, but we're going to find the fraud. What does that mean?
Yes, not systematic fraud.
The systematic fraud. You know that there's fraud. There's
so you're arguing yourself again, Al. This is what you typically do. You bring up shit and you argue with yourself. Argue with me. You've already been. Your first assumption that you said that I did is wrong, and you just proved yourself wrong. What's your next one, buddy?
Wrong. Let's talk this through one more time. No, I didn't. You said there's systematic abuse, and we're going to find the fraud. Now, before we even discuss that, before you made that statement, we already established that there's fraud. So now the only thing a reasonable person will conclude when you say there's systematic abuse and we're going to find the fraud means systematic fraud. Now you're going to try to say that's not what I meant, and you always weasel out of it.
All right, let's say I said systematic fraud. Let's say I said it.
But that's the context. Context is key. Context.
Okay, great. Let's take the context that you're injecting into this conversation and see if I'm still a hypocrite then.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
So go ahead. So how am I a hypocrite even if I said systematic fraud?
Because I'm
going to find systematic fraud.
That's an assumption. That's an assumption of your end. You don't know that for a fact.
It's an assumption?
Systematic fraud. You have
or is it what you call an educated guess?
Oh, now you're changing it. Educated guess. No, it means I have a hunch.
I'll tell you why.
No, let me tell you what it means. It means you have a hunch, and your friend in the bar told you this great fact, and anything that you can hate on, you'll run with it.
This isn't a hunch. You want to get into facts? Let's get into facts, Al. I'm gonna need you to pipe down for a second. Let's talk about actual facts. Here are the facts when it comes to Lakewood versus Brick versus Toms River. Okay, facts. Lakewood has a 4 to 5 times the amount of welfare use. There was a 2017 study that showed 50% of the Orthodox population was on some type of government assistance. You have that at 22.5% to 24%. That's the lowest numbers that are for the welfare situation in your town. In Brick, it's 5%, 6%. In Toms River, 8% in other towns, okay? So you were, like I said, 4 times the amount. Then what do you have? You have 33% of special needs children, again, compared to 5 to 8% of your surrounding towns. How do you have 5 times the amount of special needs kid if there's not systematic fraud going on? And I don't want to hear about more kids. Oh, you're going to listen first. I don't want to hear about more kids because your percentage would be the same. You have way more, which means there's something going on. Then you want to talk systematic fraud. You were $350 million in debt. You have $115 million that you borrowed. You have 25% of your assessed property value that is not taxed. Okay? You can't tell me that's not a systematic tax fraud that's going on through 501c3 charitable organizations. 15% more than your surrounding towns. 15% more, which costs you guys $40 million a year. And guess how much you get in your school funding? $40 million a year. That comes from your assessed property value taxes, which is $2.6 billion worth of assessed value that isn't taxed, which equals to about, $40 million. Right? So don't get me started. There is enough there to say that Lakewood community, both from their system that they have, the people and the people in power, not only abuse the system, but also defraud the system. And I'm telling you, that's coming.
Great. But here is the reality right now.
I just gave you the reality.
The reality is, what's that?
I just gave you the reality.
Right, and you're giving me numbers and making assumptions based on that. Now let's get back to what
you have welfare fraud that has happened. You've had school fraud that has happened. You've had special needs fraud. You had one special needs school, the School for Hidden Abilities. The guy was brought up on all types of charges. He's one of your main people that run it. Gets $100,000 per student, and he was caught. He was also charged with money laundering. Okay. So don't tell me that this is just assumptions made. This is actual numbers backed up by actual arrests. And then I'm telling you, that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's what I'm saying.
You're telling me, is that an assumption or a fact? You're telling me
it is a fact
that Mike
based
made up.
on other facts that have proven out that we have not yet begun to show the crime there. And the fact that you're trying to deflect is pathetic.
Now, I'm not trying to deflect. If anyone wants to go through our conversations, and I can post all our conversations, there's always one thing and one thing always. I always tell you is stop making generalizations based on some facts that you have. Then you make determinations and you run with it.
What did I generalize?
Okay, and when
you admitted there was fraud, and when I just pointed out there was fraud. When I generalized back
to you, what's your response? Your response is, Al, I'm my own person. I got nothing to do with anyone else. You tell me that. I have it in writing from you. I have this. You can't argue
exactly
that.
Because what you try to do is you try to put all black crime on me because you want to get racist all the time. Oh, you think welfare is bad? Point to those black women.
What are you talking about? When did anyone put black crime on you?
Post the conversation so we could do it, Al.
What else?
So you have failed so far to prove anything about me or my hypocrisy. You are utterly failing at this. You have to do better than this.
Just because you say I'm utterly failing doesn't make me utterly failing.
You are utterly failing.
Don't make facts, okay?
You are utterly failing. I gave you facts. Where am I wrong? What you're trying to say is, oh, there's all this type of crime. There's all this type of abuse. There's rabbis getting charged with welfare fraud all the time. There's people in your major yeshivas getting charged with school fraud. There's people running your major special needs school getting charged with that.
You're repeating yourself again and again and again.
Tell me that this doesn't exist.
You're repeating yourself again and again because you have very little facts to actually base
I'm clarifying with your dumbass because you don't want to admit the truth. You don't want to admit the truth.
Same thing over and over. Okay,
and what do you got to say, Al? What do you got to say?
You don't really let me talk. Every time I start talking, you just go with the same thing again. So now let's get back.
Where am I wrong?
Let's get back here. So one of the main points you made was poverty rate. Right? That was your first thing. Now, I hear all the time from you that, and not with disdain of that we have too many kids. Now, kids equal poverty. Just if I'm a single person making $20,000 or I'm a single person and I have 3 kids, that would then change my poverty level. So I'm not going to, so I'm just pointing that out. Like, you have to understand that poverty rate, the reason there's a higher poverty rate is because they have more kids. We have more kids in the community. So that's going to then determine poverty. Okay. It doesn't mean that there's fraud. So
you're doing or somebody else is doing? Who did that to you? You?
Doing what?
Who had the kids? Did I have your kids for you or did you have your kids?
But that doesn't mean it's fraud. You're trying to show
No, that's abuse.
That's
abuse. And then how many of your marriages are actually recognized by the state? Because I'm getting to the bottom of that number
too,
buddy.
Doesn't have a recognized marriage by the state. You want to go down that rabbit hole? You don't have a civil
Let's
marriage
do it.
certificate.
Tell me what social programs I'm on if you want to bring up my relationship.
Make a difference. You don't have a marriage
certificate. It does because your marriages don't mean shit. Don't get personal here. Don't get personal. This is about your marriages specifically not being recognized and using that to take advantage of welfare systems.
That's an assumption that Mike and all his cronies made up. You're again regurgitating assumptions, not facts.
That's a fact.
You asked me. I will tell you a fact.
The killer and her husband didn't have the same last name. Why?
I told this to you during the chat. You want me to repeat it to you again?
I want everybody to know this. We're not regurgitating the chat conversation. Have it now.
I will repeat it to you again on your show. Okay.
Go ahead.
Marriage certificates does not mean automatically your name changes to your husband's name. You then have to go to the Social Security and file it. You are not legally required.
Yes,
and you don't have to do
you
it.
have to file
So
it with the state. You have to change it. So why keep it different names? Why keep it different names? Why do it?
Because
it's not an assumption.
Because it's an extra. I'll explain to you.
The reason why you do it is so you can game the system.
That's
like
an
they
assumption
did.
right
They
here. You just made an assumption.
No, they were caught gaming the system. He's doing the same thing with the properties that he did in Brick. He put one under her name, one under their name. They took another person in that wasn't part of the family for $1. Don't play these games with me, Al.
And I asked you a question last time. The best case you find is a lady who murdered her 2 kids. And
that's the only case.
She's a mental case.
That was one. I checked one. That was one for one. I'm batting 1,000.
Oh yeah, let's get them up.
What does that tell you?
Let's put them out there. You find one person. The person you found happens to be the mental case that murdered.
How did I find them? How did I find them?
I don't know.
Sheer luck. I looked into one property, Al.
Why don't you?
I looked into one of your properties, and that was behind it. You don't think there's going to be more when we look into them?
I'm sure there will be
Section
more.
8 housing. Wait till the deeds come out with that, buddy. Wait till you find out what we found with that.
Yeah. I always hear from you. Wait till we find. You told me.
Yeah, I got videos coming. Wait, I've already exposed it.
You told me there's going to be.
You guys are crying plenty.
You told me there's going to be this explosive revelation with Rich Roberts, and I haven't seen any explosive revelation except for the fact that he called the White House.
When did I say it was an explosive revelation with Rich Roberts? He's the one that revealed everything. I don't need to reveal that he's the guy that toppled the government in Jackson. He told me that.
When there was
it's all him.
Context, bro. When there was
no
straight up anti-Semitism, he toppled the government. So he was counteracting illegal activity.
Anti-Semitism. It was so anti-Semitic. It just so happened that the mayor is now best friends with him. Stop it.
No, why don't you stop it and go for the truth for a minute? Here. He toppled the government. He toppled the government when Reina was caught on video, was caught on recording, saying that if these were churches, we would not persecute them.
By who?
I don't know who recorded it.
A Republican named George Gilmore. And then all of a sudden you leave all these supposedly racist emails that popped up. Stop it. Stop it. And then all of a sudden you go groveling back and you get $50,000 worth of campaign donations.
Are you saying it's framed now?
Stop your bullshit.
What did Rich Roberts do so explosive that you said there's going to be this
He toppled the government.
Explosion?
He said it. I toppled the government. I am turning Lakewood. I am turning Jackson into Lakewood.
Dude, you're grasping
He admitted everything.
Don't talk over me either.
He admitted everything we've been saying in Ocean County.
Yes, he said he toppled the government when they were being discriminatory. And they were clearly being discriminatory because I was on recording. So
blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Their laws weren't discriminatory. You got they made 3 emails and a comment from the mayor. All of a sudden, the entire fucking town is discriminatory, and the entire town has to suffer with all the things you're going to build. Stop it.
Said that he would not be doing if they were churches. Is that not discriminatory? Yes or no?
What did he say?
He said he would not be pursuing this kind of action.
Has he ever had to try to deny that? I don't care what this guy said on video. They have never, they made laws that went against all religions when they brought those out. It wasn't just one religion. And I got news for you. Christian churches don't need mikvahs. We're not burning shit. We don't need burn sites. We're not slaughtering chickens.
That's not the point. Don't start trying to hate on my religion here.
Yes, it is.
And no.
You don't get to bring up Christianity. You don't get to do this because we don't have the special needs.
I didn't bring it up. I didn't bring it up. The mayor of Jackson brought it up at that time. I'm giving you context. You don't want to look at context. You want to say Rich Roberts.
You're not giving me context.
When the government was being discriminatory.
You're giving me his innuendo. And a bullshit recorded by the Republicans.
You told me
a Republican recorded a Republican. Do you understand what you're saying?
You told me.
And they're both paid for by the same guy. They both take money from the same guy.
Didn't you?
And you don't think that was staged?
Didn't you tell me? Listen. Didn't you tell me? Listen to Rich Roberts himself. So you only want to take one word that he said, which is "I toppled the government," but not the context. How does that work, Mike? How could you take part of the sentence and not the entire sentence?
Did I go out? Are you there, buddy?
I don't know. I'm here. I hear you. Do you hear me?
I think I went down there for a second. I lost you for a second.
All right. No, I'll ask the question again.
I am taking what every single one of them said. Every one of them, the totality of the situation. And I'm analyzing it to see what actually took place.
I am
and what took place is you have a billionaire that took over a town, and now everybody in that town is suffering because of it.
Okay, can I ask you? Can I ask the question again?
Oh, by the way, one more quick thing, because I want to get back to the kids' point that you said. You said higher poverty comes with more kids. Then don't fucking have them.
We were middle of.
Then don't have them.
You
said that at the start. I wanted to bring it back to that. Don't have the kids. It's not my responsibility. You don't need to live in poverty and be on government welfare.
Make it fraud.
Because you want to have fraud. Yes, it does.
I agree with you.
You are defrauding the system when you have kids
not fraud.
and use a system that you cannot.
Your determination of you not wanting me to have kids doesn't make it fraud. Okay? And
no, you abusing the system and defrauding the system
that doesn't make it fraud.
Out of millions of dollars is fraud. I don't care if it's legalized or not. It's fraud.
Oh, okay. Now you just changed the definition of fraud.
I said it's illegal. I've always said it was a legalized form of fraud. You need to watch the show more.
You just said, I don't care if it's legal, but it's fraud. Fraud cannot be legal. They don't work together. They don't work hand in hand.
Bullshit. Get favorable politicians, and you can have whatever the hell laws you want.
That's not fraud.
All of the bullshit that they make legal, half of it is fraud. When you have someone that can have 12 kids on welfare where they get more of a benefit and they can make more money at the exact same time, that's fraud. That is your group of people that are paying for politicians.
You need to learn, as I told you many times, you need to open a dictionary and learn what fraud means.
Don't talk to me about dictionaries. I went to real school.
You can't use the word fraud and legal at the same time.
I went to real school here.
I know definitions. Apparently you were smoking weed the whole time there because you don't know anything.
I didn't just study the Torah, buddy. Okay, yeah, I didn't. So let's get to another thing. So all you're doing so far is not proving anything.
Change the topic as always because you don't have answers.
You haven't. This is going around in circles. You're here to prove I'm a hypocrite, and you have failed miserably to do so.
No, it's not going around in circles. You cut out before, conveniently cut yourself out before when you had no answer for me. I keep on trying to ask the same question.
What answer? Ask the question. What?
Okay. You kept on saying we need to take Rich Roberts' words for what he did. So he said, "I toppled." Listen, let me talk. You're going to let me talk or not?
Well, you keep talking over me. So if you're going to talk over me, I'm going to talk over you.
Okay, great. Now, can I talk?
Fire away, buddy.
Okay, you tell me. We need to take Rich Roberts' words because he's the one who told us what he did. So I said, "What did he do?" So you said he toppled the government. So I said, "Okay, why are you taking half his sentence?" He also said that there was discrimination happening, but that you don't want to take. You're like, no, there's no discrimination. Don't give me that BS. So are we going to take Rich Roberts' words or are we not going to take his words?
When did I say there was no discrimination? I said it was planned discrimination. You got to get your fucking argument straight with me.
No. You change your arguments every second.
No, I did not. I said from the beginning that you had Republican fighting Republican. Okay. And what did he do? Again, maybe you're missing this point, but when he said, I toppled the government, he didn't topple the government. What he did was the mayor stayed in place. He gave him $50,000 after the mayor kept groveling to him. And all he did was get the government to favor your religion. That's all Richie Roberts did. He toppled the government in your favor and at the detriment to every single other person in Jackson. That's what Richie Roberts said. I didn't say it. He did. Okay, and this is the part that you're. Don't cut me off. I just heard from you. This is the part that you are missing, Al.
I just heard from you in the past minute. You told me two things. You said he toppled the government. That's what you said first. And you're like, no, he didn't topple the government. He kept it in place, but he got them to change their position. So did he topple the government or did he not topple the government?
Are you going to fucking listen? I'm going to say this really slow. So shut up. Okay, I'm gonna here. Hold on. I'm gonna do this for a second here, buddy. Ready? I'm gonna mute you for a second. I want you to fucking take this all in. I want you to take it all in. He said he toppled the government. Those are his words. Okay, my words are he toppled the government in favor for your community while not changing the government. Are you listening? The mayor was still in place. The same the council people, the council president is the one that was behind the lawsuit in the first place. Okay? So when I say that he toppled the government and then installed a government that was the same fucking people, only for your group of people, while everybody else in Jackson leaves and they feel like this came from Jackson, okay? This came from Jackson. We moved out of the town because we thought we'd grow old and sad to see what it's become. Richie Roberts did that because he toppled the government by the people and he installed the same government that came crawling back to him for your own benefit, for your community's own benefit. And you cannot deny it. Deny that.
He took me off mute now?
Yeah, I took you off mute. Go.
Okay, great.
Deny
Thank
it.
you for actually coherently explaining that, because that's not what you
Dude,
said
I
before.
said it 900
That's
fucking
not what you said
times.
before.
It
not
is.
what you said.
You're not listening to, you're listening to respond, and you're not listening to understand, because this is what you guys do all the time. You don't give a shit about what, and no, this is what you do and all your people. You don't care about the real feelings of the people of Ocean County.
That's exactly
you
my
don't.
going back to my original point. You generalize all day long.
Good. I could generalize you. You generalize your damn self. Stop pretending like you don't.
When did I generalize my damn self?
What does Israel mean? Jew. What does Lakewood mean? What does Lakewood mean? The word Lakewood. What does it mean?
Lakewood is a city in New Jersey.
It means Jewish, and you fucking know it because you've answered that in the chat.
That is a code name that all the people in the surrounding towns made up for Lakewood.
All the same. Okay? You lump yourself in there. You're the ones that called people anti-Semitic for saying Lakewood. Lakewood is now a word that is anti-Semitic to say.
Don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth or put positions in my mouth. And then get mad that
you're lumped into a group. Don't do it. I'm not going to tolerate it. So next, what do you want to say next, bro? What's your next point of hypocrisy with me? Bring it on. Let's go.
My next point of hypocrisy?
Yeah, because you failed at the Richie Roberts. You failed with the other example that you are over 2 so far. Try for 3. You get 3 strikes.
Your marriage certificate. Your marriage certificate. That one.
Did you want to talk about that? Go ahead. How am I a hypocrite for that? Go ahead. Let's talk about my personal life, please.
Okay. Why don't you have a marriage?
Hold on, real quick. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Serena, can you grab me water while I yell at this guy about our marriage? Go ahead.
You're not married, bro.
I am married.
No, I showed you the dictionary means a marriage. Marriage means a civil or culturally recognized process. Now, by you going ahead and stepping over a beer can and claiming you're married doesn't mean you're married. It means you're continuously living out of wedlock with your loved one. That's what it is. You're not married. Don't say marriage.
Oh no, I'm not. No. What is that to you? So it's just the definition.
I should. Well, I only can know what the dictionary says.
I should have been in an arranged marriage. What you're saying is that would have been better.
Words are defined by a dictionary, not by Mike's, mood. Okay.
What does marriage mean in your thing? What is it? Is it a commitment? Like what vows do you take when you get married? Tell me. What's the Jewish vows?
Personal thing now, or you want to define? Are you asking my personal life, or you're asking me to define marriage?
No. I am. You wanted to bring my life into this. So tell me what a marriage is. What are the vows that you take to them? Tell me.
The vows?
What vows do you take in Judaism?
Your life, and you're
what do you vow to your wife when you say I take your hand in marriage? Tell me what you vow to her.
You're committing loyalty and to be together with this person and this person only. That's what the concept of marriage is.
Yeah, thanks. That's exactly what I did. I don't need any fucking religion. I don't need any state. I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody to validate that.
Okay, great. You're doing the act of marriage, but you're not married. I'm sorry.
What does that mean? I don't give a shit about your fucking religion or morals.
It's not my religion. It's the dictionary, bro.
You were trying to call me a hypocrite.
It's not my religion.
Prove that I am a hypocrite. How am I a hypocrite? Say it.
This is the dictionary, bro. I sent you a screenshot of the dictionary. Go look it up. Marriage. Just type in marriage into the dictionary. You'll see you don't meet that requirement.
On what marriage is. I fully committed to my wife. 100%. Totally, to love, to honor, to cherish her, to honor myself with my family. All I do is for my family. I totally dedicated my life to my family and my wife. Don't fucking interrupt me when you're talking about my marriage.
Great.
Don't you fucking interrupt. I'm gonna mute you again. Don't fucking interrupt me when you're talking about my marriage. I dedicated myself to one woman and one woman only. That is it. I don't need any rabbi. I don't need a church. I don't need anybody. And what you're trying to do here, and I unmuted you, you're trying to say because I'm not married, I'm a hypocrite somehow because I'm pointing at other people not married, fully taking advantage of our system in fraudulent ways. And you know this happens. You know people in your religion get married only in the religion, and they don't get their marriage certificate certified by the state. You know it happens, and you know there's rabbis that will marry you without it.
But I heard you say it 100 times by now. I do not know.
You know it happens.
I do not know that it happens any more in my religion than in any other demographic. And what I've told you many times, which you won't touch on, is that the fact of the matter is, throughout the general civil population in the United States, wedlock is way more common than the people in the Orthodox Jewish community that don't actually get a civil marriage certificate.
You have ordained marriages. Half of your marriage. Oh, how many
In order
marriages?
to get an ordained marriage, most of the rabbis ask for a civil certificate
arranged
prior
marriages.
to that.
You have arranged marriages. Don't
They're
sit
not-
there and tell me that your marriages are so wonderful when they're all arranged. How much love
Did
is
I say
lost?
they're wonderful? Whoa. Where did we get to wonderful? I mean, we could get to that if you want, but where
You
did
guys
we
like
get
throwing
to
this out,
wonderful?
this wedlock word, like that fucking means something. It means something in your world because you're religious. It doesn't mean shit in my world, bro. It doesn't. It only means something when you people are using it to take advantage of a system. If I was on every government service, you would have a point. I'm not. So try again. You're 0 for 3.
Just because you say I'm 0 for 3 and you
are
try to deflect doesn't make you right.
You think you're
Doesn't
scoring any
make
points
you
here?
right. You're not married. You don't have a marriage certificate. Okay. Most rabbis, in order to ordain a religious ceremony, require a civil certificate prior to that.
Most
Okay?
rabbis.
These are
Thanks for
facts.
playing.
What's that?
Most rabbis. Thanks for playing. Again, you failed.
Okay,
Next,
dude. I'm not gonna continue to do this. Because everything that I say is, dude, you failed. You know what?
Yeah.
You're obviously not capable of having.
Miserably.
Because again, you stating that I failed doesn't mean I failed. Okay,
You
it
even
means that
got
you don't
personal,
want to
Al.
admit the truth.
I even let you get personal with me.
Dude,
I even let you get
really?
personal. You still couldn't pull that off.
Get personal? You're the guy who I have text messages. You message me how, there's no love in your life. There's no this, there's no that. When I showed you 13% of murders are committed by people's loved ones. I don't want to get into your society's love.
And you're trying, when you say it, you're bashing my relationship.
Yes, correct. In response to I told you many times, I pay you back in kind. You bash me, I'll bash you back. Okay. When you talk to me with respect, I talk to you with respect.
You're upset about it.
What's that?
Now you're upset about it. You bring up my relationship, and now you're upset about it. It's funny how you guys operate.
I'm not upset about anything you said, bro.
You're always the victim. I get it, Al.
No. You know, that's another thing that you're a hypocrite about. You tell me you're never a victim, and then you tell me your problems are because of the people in Lakewood. Well, dude, that's the definition of a victim. Again, hypocrisy. You said, I'm never a victim. I'm not a victim. And then you tell me when someone else causes you an issue, that is the definition of a victim. So you need to understand what words mean.
Give me an example of that.
You tell what example? You tell me how you have to pay taxes.
Then I play a victim. What's an example of me playing a victim?
By stating that people in Lakewood are ruining your life. By the Jews
ruining my life.
You're saying is that they're causing you financial harm. That defines a victim. You're telling me.
Hold on. Because I fight for you guys not abusing my tax dollars. You think I'm a victim for that? Is that what you're going to sit here and say?
Dude.
No,
if you want to get personal, I went through this with you already about my tax dollars.
Plenty of victims by your actions, by your town's actions. I think there's plenty of victims.
Just answer a yes or no question. Are you a victim or are you not a victim?
No, definitely not.
Okay, so are there actions in Lakewood that are causing you to have negative? Are they having negative consequences on you?
Does that mean I'm a victim?
That's what a victim means.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Just because there's negative consequences doesn't mean that you're a victim. No, we're arguing over words because you're trying to get semantic when you're not being able to pull this off.
Go look it up in the dictionary. Go look it up in the dictionary. I don't care. You want to claim it's not
get it out. Go quote it to me. Go quote it to me. If you had a screen, I'd be able to. You could screen share this. Okay. Go quote it to me. I don't care about your dictionary. I don't care about any of this, bro. You were getting to the point where you're trying to play.
Here's the victim. I will read a victim for you.
It's not
a victim
working.
Can I read it to you? Victim is an individual or entity who has suffered direct physical, emotional, or financial harm due to a crime, accident, or harmful action. None of that. So you're not a victim still.
So if you want to take that extreme definition of
extreme
a victim,
definition, that is the dictionary,
you could say no, because there's something called context to it. There's a victim mentality. Shut the fuck up and let me answer the question.
That's rich.
Shut up and let me answer the question. You asked me something directly.
Context.
You asked me something directly. Do you want to shut up and hear it or no?
Yeah, okay. I'll listen to you.
So if you want to say that I am faced with financial harm and mental torment by trying to drive through Lakewood, yes, okay, then I am a victim of Lakewood traffic. Do I think mentally that I am a victim of anything? Absolutely not. Okay, so if you want to say that I have been harmed directly from Lakewood, that is a truthful statement. That is a truthful statement. If you want to say that Lakewood has cost me hours of my life in traffic, that is a truthful statement. If that makes me a victim, then by your definition, your town has made me a victim. Do I feel like one? No, I don't. But thank you for proving that your town victimizes everybody else around you. I really appreciate that.
Okay, fine, great. So I just getting that clear because so we could say now that you are a victim or everyone else is a victim.
If that's the game you want to play, Al, yes, I'm a victim. Okay, great.
Okay. Great.
Just like you're a victim
that's what
every
victims
day of
do.
your life.
Victims blame their issues on others, and that's what you're doing all day long.
No, you just said you're directly harmed.
Your whole
you just said you're directly harmed
based on Lakewood. Now,
so
Lakewood
hold on. No. You can't play this game. You can't make a definition of a victim. You are playing a game. Shut up. You can't do this and say victims are harmed by somebody, but they always blame somebody for their harm. No, that's called the victim mentality. Like you guys do call me an anti-Semite.
Now you're changing it. You want to say victim mentality.
Oh, no, it is a victim mentality.
Okay.
That's who blames people. A victim, according to your definition, has somebody that actually harmed them. So when I point to you, if I am a victim and I say Lakewood actually fucking harmed me, I'm not blaming you. That's you motherfuckers that did that. Under your definition.
Didn't you?
I'm beating you at your own definitions, Al.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Keep on convincing yourself, bro. Keep on convincing yourself.
I'm just saying, you tried to paint me as a victim, and by doing so, you painted Lakewood as the predator. You don't even realize what you're doing because you're on fucking tilt.
For every tilt. Just go say just go.
You
off
were on tilt,
things.
buddy. You're on tilt. I get it.
Yep. Okay. All right. So
I'm a victim. You failed there. You're 0 for 4. Go try again. Yes, I'm this big victim. Do you want to talk about your victim mentality? You said anti-Semite. How many times are you guys going to say anti-Semitism or bigot or blame everybody else for your problems? How many? Hey, let me ask you this. Why do people hate your group?
I don't know. Tell me, because
you tell me, because you guys are really good at pointing your finger and playing the victim. You want to play this game with me?
I didn't know that anyone hates my group. I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, okay. What is anti-Semitism?
So tell me, why do people hate my group?
Now again, you're running around. You can't even stick by your own rules, kid.
Why do they hate my group? I mean, if you're going to say they hate it, tell me why.
Oh, you don't think that exists? And so in your mind, anti-Semitism doesn't exist?
I'm sure it exists in the world, but why do people hate my group?
But you just said you're not sure it exists.
I mean, I didn't say I'm not sure it exists.
That's what you just said 2 seconds ago.
You want to know why people hate my group? I don't know. You want to know if the fact is that
people hate my group? Why do people in Ocean County have a problem with Lakewood? Let me ask you that. Do you really have an understanding of why people in Ocean County have a real problem with Lakewood, or do you think it's all just anti-Semitism?
No, I don't think it's all anti-Semitism.
Then what is it?
Many times.
No, but we're talking to the audience for the first time. What is it?
We've been through this, and I can tell it to you again. They do not appreciate we are the #1 growing demographic here. We are different, and people don't appreciate that. Okay, that's just what it is.
So they're anti-Semitic.
I didn't say they're anti-Semitic. I didn't say
you just said they're different, so they don't like us because we're different. That's the definition of bigot. So you just called everybody bigots without calling them bigots. This is the bitch job that you guys do on a day-to-day basis, bro.
Okay.
You can't even answer a question without calling people bigots. This is the point. You guys do not realize the problems that you cause everybody. And all you want to do is say, oh, well, now you're playing the victim. And you want to play this semantic
that you cause everybody. The problems that you cause everyone. Not
yes, the problems that your community directly causes.
Okay.
If you can't admit that your community causes problems, because I can admit to plenty of my problems.
So
do you want me to point out the problems in my community? Do you want me to do it so you'll feel more comfortable?
I don't need you to do anything. All you do is you harp on one community all day long, and you claim. And I even asked you this earlier.
I just ripped on Trump the other day, bro. I ripped on Mexicans 2 days before that. I was on Christians 3 weeks before that. You clearly don't watch this show.
Stop doing your token hating on other groups.
God, I hate on everybody. You're not special. You're not God's chosen people. I didn't choose you because you're special. I chose you because your behavior. This is what you're not understanding.
Fact is you hate
primarily sucks on a lot of people, including you.
What's that?
Behavior sucks on a lot of people, including your group, and you cannot bring yourself to admit it.
I've admitted to you plenty of times that there's
admit it here.
Group.
This isn't a private conversation anymore, Al. We're doing this live.
I've told you that plenty of times. Did I not tell you that?
When I just asked you, why do people have a problem with the Lakewood growth? The first thing you came up with was bigot. That was the best that you had to offer.
I came up with. Those are the words you put in my mouth. Listen again.
No, that's what you said.
So can you let me explain my position instead of telling me my position?
I already asked you once. I'll ask you twice.
Okay.
Maybe you can explain it the second time.
Here's the deal. Okay, let's back up for a second. Let's just make believe, okay, that there's one person in Ocean County that sucks at driving. Okay, so wait, can you let me finish my thought? Can you just let me? Can you let me
come
finish
on,
my?
You used a driving example. You'd expect me to laugh. Stop. Come on. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So let's just make believe there's one person.
I'm muting myself.
Let's just make believe there's one person in Ocean County that sucks at driving. So no one's gonna really. Okay. So everyone's just gonna be okay. There's this one person that sucks. Now let's make believe for a second here. All the people that suck at driving, which is we all know this is not true. What I'm about to say is the black community. Blacks are actually very good at driving. Okay. So let's just make believe for a second. Okay. That the what?
Sorry, no, I just said the blacks. Go ahead. Sorry, I was just joking.
No, the black community actually are considered to be very good drivers. That's the fact. They're very agile, and that's what it is. So let's just make. I just want to put it on a different demographic for a second here. People will then hate on them because there is a tremendous number of them in this small area that sucks at driving. So now let's put this on the Jews. Okay, they suck at driving. Okay.
Yes, they do. So, thank you. We agree. Okay. Good.
Okay. I told you that. Yeah. Thank you for agreeing with me on what we all agree on, okay? So they suck at driving. So here's the deal. If there was one Jew that sucked at driving, no one would really care, or no one would notice it necessarily, or no one would ever. But now that you have this really high density of these people in this small area that suck at driving, then all of a sudden it creates this large negative backlash. So part of the issue here is, okay, part of the very big issue is that there's this extremely high density of them. Now, there's other things that I disagree with you about. Okay, when people come out and say, "Oh, they don't get marriage certificates in order to commit fraud," I disagree with that. I think the Jewish community actually does get marriage certificates on a higher level than the general population, on a much higher level.
Yes, and they also commit fraud on a much higher population. They also abuse everything on a much higher population. I agree with that.
Assumption again from your
part. It's not an assumption. It's not an assumption.
Okay.
You don't understand who I talk to, Al, and you don't understand what's coming, buddy.
Who you talk to.
Exactly.
I know my personal life, and you don't care. Whenever I try to tell you about my personal life, you say well, I don't really care about that. You're part of this group, and you have to answer up for everyone. I've had that from you plenty of times. I know my personal life.
Only when you get ignorant with me did I start doing that.
I know my personal life is that I pay over 50% of every dollar I earn to taxes. That's what I know about my personal life. And 50, that means for every dollar over 50 cents.
Stopping the abuse. But you say there's this big backlash. Let's because I want to stick on this because you made a traffic analogy that I want to get back to before we get off of this, okay? A traffic analogy, and you said there was a big backlash. Why is there that big backlash to why do you think there's a backlash to the people in Lakewood that are driving that horrifically by everybody else surrounding Lakewood? How do you think all of the increased accidents and all of this bad driving, how do you think that affects all the victims, as you want to call them, in Ocean County?
I agree. I told you before. I think it has a negative effect on them.
But how? What's the negative effect? What are the negative effects?
It's the same negative effect that it has on me. First of all, you go to Lakewood, you drive through Lakewood. There's a tremendous amount of traffic to start with. Second of all, it's very frustrating trying to drive through there. Everyone's maybe aggressive, maybe they're not. If people would actually stop sometimes, we'd all go faster. A lot of people don't realize that when you're driving. Sometimes if you stop and you let traffic flow, like people make a turn, it actually would allow traffic to flow better. So, I mean, it's just highly frustrating driving in Lakewood. I don't understand what more do you want than that. And then obviously if there's accidents and that causes insurance premium. What's that?
There you go. Now you're getting into, now you're hitting pockets. All right, go ahead. Go finish.
I understand the traffic issue. I told you that. I don't know what you want.
So you understand.
Want me to bring that more?
So there you go. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of people that don't like Lakewood because of the traffic, because when you move out of this area, your insurance rates decrease. I haven't gotten an accident in years yet. Every single 6 months, my rate goes higher and higher and higher. Why? Because Ocean County has been created because of the overbuilding, because of the overpopulation, because of the immense families and how many cars that you have. It makes people drive like assholes. I don't think Jews are bad drivers. I think they're in a rush to go everywhere for the most part. And when you have people that are in a rush to go anywhere and you can't go anywhere, you're going to have people cutting people off, slipping in lanes, driving on the shoulder of the road. And this is what you have, which causes major accidents, which causes hatred, which causes the other things, like you said, like the insurance things. And this is what is these are what, now we're actually having a conversation, Al, because this is what causes the hate. You get a great analogy on one of the reasons on why people in Ocean County have a problem with your group of people as a whole. And what you have to understand about this is most of you look the same, regardless if you're Orthodox, Hasidic, ultra-Orthodox, or most of you look the same. You dress the same, you look the same. You may see the differences. The regular Ocean County person does not. We don't know the differences. We don't know the difference between a Hastola and the Shomrim when Acura goes flying past us in lights. We don't know any of these things about your community, but you all look the same. You all dress the same, and you portray yourself the same way. That's all I'm going to say. And when you have things like that, like the driving, it reflects bad on every single one of you, and that creates problems. So I'm glad we agree. Okay, great. So now I just want to make 2 points. First of all, this is completely off topic, but I do want to make the point. Okay, with Hatzalah. A lot of people hate on the fact that they have red and blue. I think that a lot of people have to actually look into the laws. In New Jersey, an EMT is not allowed to have red and blue, but if you're a paramedic, if you're a captain, you actually are allowed to. So just because someone's driving with red and blue doesn't mean that they're breaking the law. I see all the time on Facebook how, you're not allowed to have red and blue, only police. You're not supposed to be, you're not supposed to be a 501c3 volunteer organization with red and blues. That's not how it's supposed to go. It's supposed to be government. I don't know that. Okay, I do not know that's the law right there. So I looked up the laws there, and you are right. There are certain people that can do the red and blues. I've never said the Hastola was wrong. Most of it, from what I understand, they have to have permitted. They have to be permitted by the states. A lot of their light packages are $30,000 light and sound packages. This is high tech shit we're talking. I did a whole thing on the Hastola versus the Shomrim. Okay, so my point is though, when you see an Acura rip through lights, you're going to get an impression if the community like yours does not sit down and tell everybody what the differences are and what it actually is, you're going to get a hell of a lot of assumptions made. And I don't understand why the Jewish community wants everybody to assume instead of really doing what you do and coming and talking to me. I wish you showed your face, but this is a step in the right direction, Al. Did he leave? Did I take him out? What happened? Are you still there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't
know what happened. Did you get off for some reason? Okay.
I dropped for a minute, so I came back.
Okay.
So I didn't hear exactly what you said, but just to let you know, there is a difference between Hatzalah and Shomrim. One's for medical response. One is completely just community service for, I don't even know. Yeah, but safety patrol and whatnot.
So let's get back to this again. So you have the traffic, right? One more point about the traffic, Al, because this is what bothers everybody in town. Jen Glarza says it. Let's not forget that a lot are uninsured, and uninsured drivers have to pick up the slack. Yes, it's 100% accurate as well, but take the situation that everybody has in Ocean County, and everybody in Ocean County, not Jewish, understands this situation. And I'm going to tell you 2 situations. Let me finish really fast. The situation with Tyler, when we watched an accident, and then the driver told us that no, he only hit a snowbank, and that there was no other driver in sight. He was clearly lying, clearly trying to deflect, and clearly trying to avoid. And what happened? That driver took off, and then that didn't get reported into the system. But let's everybody remember that you do have your own court system as well, where a lot of these type of disputes get adjudicated. That's number one. Number two, what's that?
I don't really understand your first point 100%. So I'm listening to you. I just don't understand it.
So the first point is you had a hit and run accident with 2 Jewish people. Okay. One took off, and one that went into the snowbank had a camera put in his face. That guy lied about being in an accident with anybody. He said he just hit a snowbank when we watched it take place. And the meaning behind that is because what non-Jews see, and you ask any non-Jew that has been in an accident with a Jewish person in Lakewood or around close to Lakewood, what happens? They get in an accident. The first people to show up are the Jewish response. Then what happens is you get a whole bunch of Jewish witnesses that saw that person, and they will be the ones saying that, oh, they didn't cause the accident, the other person did. This has happened to hundreds and hundreds of Ocean County residents, and it happens on a daily because there's accidents on the daily. I've even seen people removed from scenes. Okay, all of this stuff takes place, and this is another problem that adds to the hatred and division that we have going on in our county. Do you disagree that any of those things take place?
I do. I do not. I do not know any of that to be factual. Has that ever happened? I will. Huh?
That was factual. Little man came walking in, so he's going to sit here. Man.
All right. So yeah, I mean, listen, you're telling me this happens hundreds of times. He does have a sticky diaper. I don't know where you get that information from, and I have no say on it. The only thing I could tell you is I'll just tell you a personal story that happened to me. When I first got my license, I was pulling into a spot. I nipped a guy's car, Jewish guy, and he was real cool about it. He just said, "All right, that's it," because bottom line is most of our cars are beat up, and most people don't care if they got another scratch on their car. As a matter of fact, when I go out and buy a car, I buy cars that are not in good condition externally because I don't want to stress if somebody scratches my car. So again, you're telling me that there's serious accidents, there's serious things, there's false witnesses, there's witnesses being removed. I do not believe that. I know nothing about that. You're telling me something. I don't know where you're getting this from. Okay.
Everybody that is not Jewish will tell you this. Al, this is what you guys don't understand. This is what I've been trying to get through to every single one of you guys. What you don't understand is everything in that Tyler video, everything. If you were a non-Jewish resident of Ocean County, as absolute fact, it has happened to you personally. You've lived it. You've watched it for years and years and years. The only people calling it lies is your population. And you're sitting here saying, well, I don't know about that, and I don't know about that. You don't know about that.
I told you I don't know about one thing. I just told you I don't know about one thing.
You say this a lot, though, bro. What I'm telling you, these are true stories. This is not lies. I could get the people that has happened to. I bet somebody in the chat it's happened to right now.
Okay, listen. I'm telling you very clearly that to me this is something I do not believe at face value, the way you're making it sound that this happens every day. But one thing I do know is when I tell you certain things about myself that I know listen, stop laughing. When I know certain things about myself as fact, you don't want to take that. You don't want to believe that. You don't want to believe that there's actually people paying taxes in the Jewish community. You don't want to believe
I say that
there's people that are paying a lot of taxes in the Jewish community.
When have I ever said that, Al?
What you rather do is paint a stereotypical picture of the community instead of actually trying to understand. Maybe there's actually more people that are contributing a lot more to taxes in Lakewood.
What does 25% mean? When I say 25% are on welfare, what does that mean? You like reading into every word that I say. So when I say 25% and give you those factual numbers, that means 75% of you are paying taxes. When I say there's 24% of non-taxable situations, that means you have $9 billion worth of taxable land. There's $11.5 billion worth of taxable assets. 2.4 billion is not being taxed. About 9 billion is being taxed. The far majority of you are paying taxes, but the problem is you have way too many people freeloading on the system. That's why when you look at Tom's River and you look at the surrounding towns, let me finish this. When you look at Lakewood, it's a mixed bag whether or not you contribute more than you take, because the people that take a lot, and the numbers that take a lot. You have to remember something. Brick is 76,000 people. Right now, Lakewood is rumored to be 160,000 people. If you have 24% of 160,000 people, that's a lot of people, bro. That's like what is that? 40, 50,000 people that are on welfare. When you take 8% of 76,000 people, the 76,000 people are carrying a hell of a lot less people than the Lakewood community is. So the bottom line is, I have never said that people like you did not pay taxes. What I said was you should be just as pissed off paying as much as you do as I am. Why are you defending those people? You're carrying them too, just like me. You're also a victim of their behavior. Did you just change your dirty diaper?
What's that? No.
But you don't think you're a victim of their own. That's what I'm saying, Al. I think you guys should be joining me in fighting against this stuff because it is happening, and it's happening in every one of the communities. But I want to start with the worst ones, and Lakewood's the worst. No?
All righty, bro. I just hear the negative all day long. You tell me it's 25%, but
show me some positive. You guys didn't show much positive on that Tyler video.
The numbers you tell me always get painted as 100%.
No, they don't. I just gave you. How am I painting them if I say them as clearly as I possibly can? I laid out all the towns and Lakewood. I didn't say 100%. I said 22.5, 33%. I didn't say 100. Did I say 100% of your kids are special needs? No, I said 33% specifically. What you're trying to do is you're trying to say that I generalize numbers when I give you specific ones. So one more. I'll entertain one more with you. What else am I? So far, I got to tell you, you haven't proven that I'm a hypocrite. You haven't proven it, Al. Did he mute himself? I think he's muting himself and all this other stuff. What are you doing, bud? Oh, I can't unmute. All right, I'm gonna take you out.
I'm sorry. There you go. I'm sorry. I thought you had muted me. I was trying to.
Oh no! Last chance. Here we go. Last shot at painting me as a hypocrite.
What I was saying to you was that you're right. You break it down now, and you give the real numbers. But when you talk about the community, you paint it as one big brushstroke, as 100% do this, and that
I never do that. That's how you guys interpret what I'm saying. I don't do that. Now, do I do say Jews?
You have clearly told me in chats that, well, you're one of all. That's it. It's just one big picture. That's what you told me. You even said it earlier.
I said that's how you guys present yourselves.
You guys look the same. So what do you want from us? Okay.
Do you not?
Fine. But
do you not?
We do to you, but you know the numbers. So stop painting it as one big brush stroke always. Stop it.
Why do you do that? This is what your group does. It's not me painting it. Again, I proved this. Oh, we're rehashing the conversation.
You're the voice of reason here. You're the voice of reason. So stop going with the irreasonable people in my group or on my entire group. You're the guy who
you all seem unreasonable.
Fine, we're all unreasonable. You're reasonable. So stop painting everyone in one big brush stroke. Just because the unreasonable.
Can I suggest you stop doing it to yourself, and I'll stop doing it?
Okay, fine. I disagree.
Listen. You cannot use blanket statements like anti-Semitism that relates to all Jews, and then start bitching at me that I'm lumping everybody in one group.
I'm going to ask you one question now. Okay, now it's going to be hard for me to find it, but I've seen you make a comment when someone went off on a tangent about something about Hitler, doing what he did, and you made a comment that you have to look at what did the Jews do to their neighbors.
Yes.
To me, that's a pretty intense comment to make to sort of back up Hitler's position.
It should be. It wasn't backing up Hitler. It was asking why things take place, Al. If you don't understand the why, you're doomed to repeat it, aren't you?
That wasn't
Shouldn't your community understand why Hitler did what he did? Don't you think that's important to you guys? Like, why did he do what he did?
Why
don't you think you'd want if somebody attacking me, I would want to know why they're attacking me. Don't you want to know why?
So let me understand. You just justified what Hitler did, so I have to understand his warped mind.
Justified what Hitler did. This is why nobody can talk to you people. This is why nobody could talk to you, Al. This is why none of you want to come out and show your face, because you come up with this bullshit. I'm not justifying anything. I want to know why it took place. And the fact that you don't want to know why it takes place is the same reason you've been kicked out of countries 5 times in France and 110 over the world. It's the same reason why you have problems with your neighbor in Ocean County. It's the same reason why you're having problems with your neighbor in the Gaza Strip and all over the Middle East. These reasons actually exist. And when your community wants to admit it, of why people don't like you, I'm trying to tell you to your face why people in Ocean County have a problem with your group as a whole. And all you guys want to do is say, I'm being anti-Semitic. No, I am getting down to the root cause of why.
Did I call you?
Yes, you did. To start the show, you called me anti-Semitic. Yes, you did.
When did I? And in what? I called you anti-Semitic.
To start the show, you did. Don't worry, we'll rewind it. But don't change the subject. Don't you want to know why people don't like you? Is that a concern of yours?
Do I want to know why Hitler did what he did? Do I want to know why Hitler did what he did?
Yeah. Don't you? No. Isn't that important?
No, because I don't need to justify his warped mind. So I don't need to know why he did what he did.
It's not justification.
It's not justification. It's understanding. That's justifying it. That's justifying
no, it's
it
not.
To a certain level.
You can understand why he did something, and you can understand the negatives. You can understand his perspective, number one, but it's not justifying what he did. This is the ridiculous part of this entire situation.
No. That's
if you don't want to know why Hitler did what he did, then you're not going to learn from any of the mistakes of the past. Because let's just, Hitler was a friend to the Jews at one time. How did it change? Don't you want to know the answer to that?
Don't start with Hitler being a friend to Jews.
He was.
He
fucking was.
History.
You helped
don't start rewriting
the Jewish people helped him get into power. This is the ridiculous part of this shit. This is the stuff that I cannot take from you guys anymore. Because you don't want to come to grips with what the fucking reality is. What happened? I'm not condoning what he did. I don't like that he killed people. I'm not going to say he's justified in his actions. But what made it flip? What made him do that? I am interested in the why behind things. I get you're not. And I get you guys want to point fingers and label it instead of understanding. This is the problem. You want to point fingers and label and not understand the why behind any of it. And you're putting it on full display here, bud.
No.
Yeah,
you go ahead and say, when you tell me that we need to understand why he did it, that gives it some sort of justification for an action that he did. I don't need to understand a warped mind. Okay?
This is fucking retarded. This has gone full retard. This has gone full retard.
In your world, because you made a very very interesting statement.
What did I say to justify his actions? Did I say Hitler was justified in what he did?
You never said that.
No, you never. So where do you get justified from what I said? Where do you get justified?
I never said the word justified.
This is why nobody can have a conversation.
Why did you put justified in my mouth? You just put justified in my mouth.
You did.
Justified. I said justified?
Are we fucking kidding me? Listen, somebody put it in the chat. Did he not just say justify? Bro, it's unbelievable. Yeah, the Bolsheviks, Joey Dorsey said the Bolsheviks, Hitler sold his idea because he hated their behavior. Listen, I don't defend him. I don't know where you went, Al, but I'm not defending Hitler. I'm not justifying any of his actions. When you listen back, you are going to hear yourself say justify 4 different times.
Okay.
I don't condone his response. I don't condone it at all. I do want to know why. And I am explaining to you and your community why the other community has a problem with you and what actions and behaviors they have a problem with specifically. This is what I'm trying to bring to you guys. And it's clear from your response that you don't care for the why. Why is that? Because you don't care about the people around you. You only care about yourselves. You're putting this on full display for everybody, just like the Tyler video, bro. I didn't make anything up on the Tyler video. That was you guys.
How are you? Excuse me. What am I putting on full display that I don't care about the people around you? I understand why there's.
You don't want to know the why around you. You don't want to know anybody else's feelings that's not in your community. You don't want to understand them. You want to defend your community while not understanding anybody around you.
No, all you want to do is label in my mouth now. You're putting words in my mouth now. I understand. I understand why there are things about the Jewish and Lakewood community.
What was your reason behind it? Oh, because they don't understand us and we're different and they're bigots. That's what you said. I said.
Bro. Don't put words in my mouth.
Exactly what you said.
Don't put words in my mouth.
That is fucking verbatim. I'm going to play that in a clip later.
I gave you my analogy very clearly about 15 minutes ago with driving, okay? You have something that is annoying, that's different, that there is a problem here. And then you have a strong, a very condensed mass of people doing that, that is going to tick off their neighbors, okay? So I understand that, and I told that to you. But what I did also tell you is, okay, stop with this notion that there's systematic fraud. That I disagree with you on. Okay? You just want to paint that
You're
because then it makes
disagreeing
it
out
a
of
little
ignorance.
easier. What?
Because you don't understand fundamentally what everybody else sees in the county and what we all live and what we all go through. You fundamentally do not see it. You won't see it because you're in blind defense mode. And I've been saying this since the first
I know
started
my
talking.
personal life that I contribute more, way more than I take.
So do most Americans. So do most Americans. Congratulations. You're most American.
And I can tell you something on a personal level, the number is a way more than most Americans, but that's just neither here nor there. Okay, that's neither here nor there. But the fact is, I contribute proportionally way more than I take. Okay, and I'm sick and tired.
I'm proud of you. Thank you for your participation.
I'm sick and tired of getting painted as a leech all day long by you and people that you associate yourself with.
Stop your community from doing it.
Why don't
you don't want to look bad? Stop allowing them to make you look bad. Stop allowing them to make you look bad. They're making you look bad. They made you look bad on Tyler's video. I didn't. They did. Go at your own community. Fight alongside with me, Al. Let's bust this up together. Let's get your welfare rate way down. Let's get it way down with the neighboring towns. Let's get your special needs rate way down with the other towns. Let's get the Showroom and the Hastola to release their crime records and the records of all their responses. Let's be open and transparent. Let's see
what does that
everybody.
Mean?
Let's get all of the records for all of it, all the welfare use, all the welfare abuse. Would you fight with this with me? Would you work with me to do that?
Of course, I don't want fraud. I told you that many times.
Okay, great. So let's do it. So you have committed to fight your own community just as hard as you're fighting me.
One issue with you, and I've said it hundreds of times to you, is the fact that you painted in one big broad brushstroke. That's my only issue. I have no problem with you.
And my issue is that you paint yourselves in that brushstroke, so I paint it for you.
Dude,
we're going around circles. Hey, Al, this show has gone on 2 hours and 12 minutes, bro. I appreciate your participation in this, dude. But we have got to wrap this up. Last chance, final words to say I'm a hypocrite. Fire away, buddy. I appreciate you coming on, even though you hid.
I'm not going to continue doing this and saying you're a hypocrite. I've gone through it already. I told you what I thought. If you want to get into little nitty-gritty things, we could continue to do that and argue now for another half an hour. As I've told you many times, we do agree on a lot of things, okay? But I have issues with when there's when we get painted in a stereotypical way that I happen to think the majority does not even fit that stereotype, okay?
Then the majority needs to start proving otherwise.
Okay, fine.
We'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Al, dude. I really appreciate you jumping on. Al Deals, man. Listen, you better not back off on my chat because you're one of my favorite trolls, bro. Thank you for at least coming and having a conversation.
Hey, peace, man.
Peace, man. Thank you. All right, everybody. Let's I'll get to one more chat I wanted to see. I saw this because I'm not educated enough. This is what I love. Levi says, Michael, you're not anti-Semitic. You're just not educated enough. Yeah, that's what all of you say. And not one of you could come on and have it. Well, I give Al a lot of credit for at least coming and talking. He has been someone that actually we've had, honestly, very good conversations behind closed doors. And then when I started doing all of them, I started getting a little ignorant with him in the chat a little bit, just to because I don't know who I'm actually even talking to. We don't see the guy's face. So I don't even know if he's a real person. We could have just talked to a bot, like a Jewish bot for the last 10 minutes, But yeah, man, I don't know. And then Levi says, why does the why matter? I'm going to answer this really fast. Why is the only thing that matters? The why is how you have growth. The why is how you have understanding. If there's fighting, and there's misunderstanding, there's a reason for it. Can we all stop pretending that all fucking hate just falls out of the sky because of how you look or anything? No, it's learned behavior creates hate. And there's plenty of people that hate me. I know why they hate me. I've known why they've hated me my entire life. I'm not ignorant to it. And I guess, you know what it is? When you grow up in sports, and I know a lot of your community does not, the why is the thing that you're trying to figure out. Why did I miss that ball? Why did I drop that ball? Why didn't I catch this? Why did I run the wrong route? What am I doing wrong? It is self-reflection. What am I doing wrong? What are we doing wrong? And I go after my community plenty. There's a lot wrong in our community that we need to adjust to. I've even said there's things we should take from the Jewish community. Why? Because I realize something might be good and something is wrong. I understand why it's wrong and understand the solution to the problem. The why is the only fucking thing that matters. The only thing that matters. And I got to tell you something. You guys got to learn the why before you throw out an accusation, before you throw out a label and just say everything's based in hate. How could you say everything's based in hate and you don't even understand why you're hated? And you could say I'm anti-Semitic for saying that. You could say I'm justifying Hitler. Like, I don't even know how you come up with that shit. But the bottom line is, any one of these groups have to realize, and this goes for everybody, and don't cry about stereotypes. I'm Italian. Italians are the only ones that you can be fully racist against still till today. We are stereotyped no matter where we go. Stop crying about it. There are some stereotypes that are real. So fuck, guys. Listen, I really appreciate everybody that's been here. That was awesome. I'm glad he did that. I'm glad he did this. At least Al was willing, lowercase, at least Al was willing to chat with Michael. Listen, you know, I brought him on and he didn't have his face being shown. But I've had productive conversations with Al. So I knew it was going to be, and I know we could talk, but what did you notice? And I don't mind this. I don't mean to be an asshole, Al. But this is why none of them want to really come on and have a conversation. I'm glad he did, even in the limited capacity that he did with not showing, you know, the video. And I get what he wants. I get it. You know, he can take a lot of shit in his community for doing it. But guys, when you are as insulated as you are, you don't realize the non-insulated section on how they're viewing the insulated section. And all I'm doing, I don't care what anybody says about me. All I am doing is being a voice for the people that have no voice. That's all I'm doing. And if Al is paying that much in taxes while he has other people in his community that are abusing the system, he clearly doesn't have a voice either. And I will be yours, Al. I will be your voice too. I don't discriminate. I live in diversity. I don't live in solitary. So that's it. Guys, thank you very much, man. Really appreciate it. I got Bismarck. Is that Bill Mark? I'm going to call you Biz Marquis. Hello, I just think we are all well behind any and all political solutions to a central bank problem. That's the truth. Gerard Salente is Italian, and this gentleman should listen and learn to better clarify the real message. What's the real message? You know, it's funny how everyone wants to talk about a real message, but none of you want to come on and actually provide a real message to me. You know, and again, I'll give everybody a chance, like I just gave Al. I don't think he proved I was a hypocrite in any way, even when he tried getting personal. And again, I'm an open book, everybody. I will tell you exactly what's on my mind when it's on my mind. Listen, this has gone on for a really long time. I know my wife is probably wondering when the hell I'm gonna put this show down and go in there and hang out. But thank you guys very much. I really appreciate everybody. Finger blast the hell out of my like button. And if there's anybody else that wants to do this and put their face on here and come at me, come at me. But one thing I am not going to tolerate is innuendo, lies, and crying while pointing to me saying you're lying, you're using innuendo, and you're crying. I'm not going to tolerate any of this bullshit no more. None of it. So I got to tell you something. You guys better, if that's the best that you have against me, and not one of you can tell me where I'm wrong with Tyler, if any of this is the best that you have, I got to tell you, you're making me look better and better and better every single day. Thank you guys very much. This is how you become a caltrop. Right here, this conversation. We need to be defense mechanisms from that bullshit. And I, for one, am over all of that bullshit, the name calling, the labels, and all of it. And how you become a caltrop is not caring about what people think of you. Thank you guys very much. I really appreciate every single one of you guys that have been here with me for 2 hours. I try to make the show 1 hour, but listen, when I get challenged that late, I'm going to run with it. Thank you guys very much. I will see you Wednesday. I believe we might have a guest on Wednesday. We definitely have a guest coming in on Friday. So stay tuned. 8 p.m., typically 8 to 9 p.m. But hey, I will debate anybody at any time. Love you guys. This caltrop is out. Later.
So